outed him to Captain Haruki, at which point he was thrown in the brig and berated. None of this was understood by anyone other than Gideon, who was hearing it through the walls of the bridge, where he is still focusing on his hollow spell. Or hallow. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, and then Saran was about to go below deck to sleep, but right before she had the chance to, Captain Haruki held out his hand and stopped her. Oh, sorry, Calypso. She jumped up right as I was setting my hand down, and I totally smacked her. I'm sorry. Let's get some background music going, and then let's get into it. Oh, we need to recap things for Nate. Hello, Nate.
Hello.
How's the
Nate? How's
He's
Benjamin?
he's doing good.
Yeah. Are
Yeah.
you having many sleepless nights, or is it?
Last night was a little. He's been really good. He sleeps really well.
That's
last
nice.
night he was a little bit more fussy throughout the night because he slept almost all day.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit more up and down.
How's Kazai doing?
Good. She's managing.
Yeah.
She's doing good. Yeah.
That's good.
The postpartum hormones are really funny.
Yeah.
the way
How long does that last?
the hormones.
It varies, I believe.
Yeah.
Like physical healing, they usually say, about 6 weeks, could be longer, could be a little shorter, depending on who you are. The hormones, though, for whatever reason, the influx you get, it changes from person to person. There's really no telling how long they'll last for different people. But when things go bad, or we have something like a stress or something, she's not as bad as when she's on her period. So her postpartum bad is not as bad as her period bad, which is really nice because her period bad is really not that bad either. But her postpartum high, like when she sees him smile or sees him giggle or something, I told her this yesterday. I don't think I've ever been able to get her to smile or laugh like that.
Aww.
So it's a good balance.
That is nice. That's nice.
That's really good.
Well, we're glad to have you.
Yeah.
A lot has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. I mean, it's just a pretty drastic change. When were you here last? When do you remember us doing last?
The last thing I remember doing might have been the last time I was actively doing something was when we shot down the bird.
Oh,
one time after that, when we were in, I want to say we were Sunseeker Manor still, and we were trying to figure out who's going to be going on this trip and stuff. I think that was the last time I was here.
Okay, yeah. So they ended up going on the trip. Saran was geossed into going by Igneous. They were plane shifted by Xantris to Japan.
I'll screw Igneous for that.
Tokyo specifically, because that was one of the closer ports they could see on the map. That would be a place they could sail from to the island. From there, they showed up in Japan. No one speaks the language, so it was really hard to talk to anyone. Saber stole from a few people. Then they ran into this guy who is a part of this group that essentially are monster hunters and defend the people of Tokyo because of its on the Fae, the land that is Japan is... Oh, he's gone. Hello?
Oh, he's back.
And he's back.
Can you hear me?
Gone.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. In Tokyo, or Japan specifically, its counterpart on the Fae is one of those Fae reservations, essentially. So it's highly concentrated Fae energy, so there's a lot more rifts into Japan, which is where a lot of the yokai and spirits come from.
Kaiju.
That too. Sometimes there's a few kaiju, but their job is essentially they're a bunch of Fae that a lot of them are hobgoblins, but they protect the people of Japan from these monsters, and they also monitor any people from the Fae that come over as well. Because
Oh.
it happens, people get lost, they'll fall through a rift and end up in Japan, so they kind of help them find their way back. And with you guys, you met this guy, his name was Ryu, and you essentially got him to help you convert your gold into cash, and then you paid for voyage to this island. You got a choice of a few boats. They had a hard time deciding. There's like one really small boat that was kind of janky, but would be pretty fast. And they're leaning towards that, but they couldn't decide. So Aster used infestation and like termite mode. It was kind of bending the rules with that spell, but it was still fun. So she sank the ship and said, "Okay, now here's our choice." And it was a kind of mid-sized, still pretty big steam vessel used for cargo that has tons of like protective talismans all around it and like protective statues. So whoever is the captain was a very superstitious person, and they boarded his ship and have been sailing on that one. And while they were sailing, they ran into this. There's like this shape in the water that they noticed, and they got close to it. They slowed down, and it rose out of the water, and it was an Amabiko, which is this like three-legged ape thing that gives prophecies to sailors. And its prophecy. Let me
Wait,
remind
like
myself of
3
that.
legs, so it has 5 limbs?
No, so it's 3, just 3, like
3 limbs, basically.
3 limbs, I guess. Yeah, it's like a tripod.
Yeah,
Huh.
it was posted in campaign information, or was it posted in general?
It's also an
Flana posted a
emoji.
picture if you scroll up a little bit up in general, but its prophecy was: fresh death follows one among your crew. An innocent soul seeks vengeance due. Before you next touch land, 6 will die, unless the debt is settled by and by. And then it disappeared. But when it first arrived, there was one guy on the ship who's kind of shady that like attempted to shoot it, but Drake stopped him. And then they went to bed, and like one of the nights, I think it was the second night, Saran was watching over the ship, noticed the engineer get up and start doing his like watch, and also he's like refueling the steamship with coal and stuff, and he started to talk to himself, and then went over to one of the sides of the ship, leaned over and started doing something, and they found out in the morning that he was cutting off, he cut off 5 of those protective talismans that were on the ship, which was enough to like let in a spirit, but we haven't figured that part out yet. We know he removed the talismans. In the morning, Saran find out that's what happened, and then told the captain about it, and he flipped out and threw that guy in the brig.
Cool. And so
And
I have
that's where we're
Rendon.
at.
Trip.
Say what?
So I have Rendon here on the trip, right?
Yep, Rendon's just been following around, back on Earth, a place he's never been before, though. But yeah,
Yeah. Feels vaguely familiar, but completely different.
like the only thing that feels familiar is maybe the lack of like fantastical things. But even like now, you're experiencing some fantastical deals. So
I mean, he was only like a pretty small kid when he fell through a rift into the Fae.
yeah,
And that has been like, what did we say? He was like 6 or 7 when he fell.
yeah.
And he's, I don't know, 18, 19. So
My man clipped to the back rooms.
what year is it again?
1927.
So he would have left Earth just before World War I, and he is now back.
Yep.
Well, yeah, a lot of stuff would have happened and he did not know about.
Yep. So right
Cool.
now, everyone is above board, and they are just waiting to kind of see how all of this unfolds.
Do you have a map of it, or
Not
Dropped.
Holy crap! It tweaked. I kind of think this might be my computer glitching with this activity thing. I think that might be what's doing it.
probably?
Because this didn't start until I started using that. Whatever.
What
It's fine.
browser are you using?
Well, I'm on Discord. I have like the Discord app pulled up.
Josue,
No,
do you
I
use a
mean,
browser
in
for
general.
Discord?
No, I use the browser
No.
for Roll20, and that's Chrome.
I was
Okay.
I was asking Josue that
Oh,
because
I
he was
said
asking
no.
that question. Okay.
I was just talking because sometimes I've noticed that there, with certain browsers, Discord has weird like things happening, even though you're not using Discord in a browser.
I'm not. I have the app. Anyway, yes, let's get into it. So, Captain Haruki, having just thrown Engineer Nobaru into the brig, now looks out to everyone. He stops Saran from going below deck and gestures her back with everyone else. And he goes around and does a head count, just to check that everyone is there. And after confirming that, in fact, everyone is present, all 10 members of the crew, including Captain, the only one not present is Gideon, who is Ignatius's new character, which I forgot to mention. He's like this cleric, human cleric guy that's lived in Japan for a while, but he's from England originally. And he knows the captain. He like blesses the ship and stuff. But he's currently in the bridge, doing a ritual, casting the Hallow spell, like he did in your campaign, Nate. But that's what he's up to. It's taken a while to do it. And with everyone gathered, let me just pull up my notes. One sec.
Maybe.
My goodness, where is it?
Are you guys getting feedback on my phone here?
I'm not hearing anything.
I don't
Okay.
hear anything
I
either.
helped my computer a little bit. I'm just having Discord run on my phone while I just use my computer for Roll20.
I know your phone's working pretty good.
Okay.
Okay. Captain Haruki also had replaced the missing, they're called Fuda, these paper talismans that protect the ship. So he's replaced those after having Dr. Eiji go and grab some of his stuff, and he brings this box, this crate of things, and out of it he pulls some of those Fuda, reties the rope, attaches the Fuda to the rope, and then gets back to everyone else. And he just kind of holds up a finger for you guys to sit and wait, and then goes over to the cage with Nobaru in it. And he goes up to him. I'm going to say what he's saying, but just so you know, none of you understand this. It's all in Japanese. Gideon is the only one who is getting any of it. Nobaru.
Boston. There's
Yes.
also bed buggies.
There are Felina also used infestation to put bed bugs in everyone's bed. So as you are all standing around, everyone's just kind of scratching. And at first it's like, oh, maybe they're nervous, but there's like red rashes all over all of your bodies, all the dudes. None of the girls have it on her because she threw it in the dudes' quarters. So all the girls are fine, but all the dudes are scratching up a storm, all except for Dr. Eiji, the captain, and the first mate, who did not sleep in the quarters. And Nobaru, Haruki, looking at Nobaru, says, "Why did you do it, Nobaru? Why? You can at least do me the oh my gosh, I can't think of words.
Do me the dignity?
Is that a phrase? I said that, but I wasn't sure if that's a real phrase.
Yeah, that's how it is. Do me the dignity of blah blah blah.
Do me the dignity of, tell me why." As he says this, Nobaru shamefully is just looking at the ground and doesn't respond. Haruki smacks the bar with his hand, startling Nobaru, who sheepishly looks up. I saw a woman appear on board while I was on my watch. She said that if I let her in, she would make sure we had safe passage. The Fuda were preventing her from entering, and if I didn't, we would die out at sea. I couldn't risk it. My mother, she's gravely ill, and if I'm able to return safely with this money that these people have graciously offered for our services, then I think I can pay for her treatment, and she can get better. And I couldn't risk it. I was scared, and I'm sorry, but I had to. Nobaru, you idiot! And he smacks the bars once more. And you see him mutter under his breath, and this is a Japanese word, but it's also the name of this thing. He says, Fudakaishi. Gideon, you wouldn't hear this. Actually, you're in another room. So
yeah, I
you heard it.
wouldn't.
So yeah, he says that under his breath, and then he goes over to the crate, and he pulls out a silver mirror, and kind of moves it around as it reflects the light, and it gives off this sheen that those of you, the party, you guys all can kind of see this almost aura around this thing. And you're not sure if anyone else here notices that, but this seems to be quite the special mirror. As he approaches Noboru, holds it up to face him and looks into it. And you can see his hand begin to tremble, and he sets the mirror down, goes back over to the box, and asks Dr. Ag to help him as they begin taking candles out and placing them in a circle around the brig. And also several more strings of Fuda that they tie around the steam stack that is behind the brig. These should prevent the spirit from escaping backward. And he goes and lights the candles. I'm going to attempt to expel the spirit that has clung onto Noboru from his body. The candles will tell us which direction he goes. And he pulls out 2 ceramic vessels. Dr. Ag and I will hold these open. As soon as we see the candles flicker, we'll remove the top and capture the spirit. Spirits like these like to jump to other hosts, so I'd like for all of you to stand in front of the candle circle. Leave some room, though. And to the rest of you that don't speak Japanese, he goes over and begins positioning you guys in front of the candles.
Rendon's gonna scoot behind the candle.
like where everyone else is? Or...
No, after he's been positioned in front of the candles, he's just gonna scoot to the other side of the candle.
Okay, there are several candles. It's like a ring of candles.
Okay. So are we inside the ring or outside the ring?
Outside the ring. So the ring is around the brig, and then the back part of the brig, which is just up against the steam stack, has a bunch of Fuda tied around it. So he's hoping to corral the spirit once he expels it from its body and it rushes to jump to one of you. He's hoping that he can see the candles flicker and capture it before it jumps to anyone else.
So Saran, seeing what's going on and kind of gaining a feel for what's in the room, in the sense of the social cues and gestures and people's and the reactions and all that stuff, she's gonna feel like there's an entity that, of course, that she can't see normally. So I'm just gonna cast see invisibility, or not see invisibility, true seeing.
Okay, so you make these motions, mutter something under your breath, and kind of wipe your hands over your eyes.
I'll do it with the subtle spell.
Okay, so just in a moment, your eyes kind of light up a little bit with magic. And as you're looking, you see this kind of purple aura that's surrounding Noboru. And it's in this shape of a very small humanoid being that is literally clinging to his back, like he's giving it a piggyback ride, but it's really digging into him.
So, Toji from JJK.
Like his worm. Yeah. Except it's like a child, or like a child-sized thing, and its legs are wrapped around his waist as much as they can, and its arms above, over his shoulders, and just clenching onto his shirt. And its head is just resting, though it's mostly featureless. It's like this aura that's taken this shape. It's not very discernible. And you're the only one that notices this with your true seeing. Haruki goes over to one of the other crew members, specifically the steward, who is one of the women. May. The ship, you told me, is free of rats, correct? No creatures are on board. And she nods. All right. Then I will have one direction to go. He goes into the crate, takes out a Fuda with a different writing on it. Goes over.
Ticks be like.
Did
He
somebody
goes
kill
over. So you what?
Didn't Kristen kill Mr. Legs?
No, Mr. Legs is alive. He got
Mr.
his
Legs-
head. He got a head wound, but he's alive.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, is Mr. Legs here with us?
No, they
Cool.
left Mr. Legs back at the mansion.
Okay, cool.
But Haruki beckons Nabaru forward as he puts his face as close to the bars as he can. And then Haruki slaps the Fuda onto his forehead, jumps back over the candles with the jar ready, and waits. Saran, you see, as soon as this Fuda goes onto Nabaru's head, this child spirit lets go and sinks into the floor. As Haruki and Eiji wait for the candles to move, but the only thing that moves them is a breeze that causes all of their flames to flicker. But there's nothing giving a direction, and Haruki sits, waits, reaches back for that mirror, holds it up, looking into it, and that aura is gone from Nobaru. And he stomps his foot. Damn it! It's gotten away. May, you told me. Whatever. All right, everybody. He starts putting stuff back in the crate. There's a spirit loose on this ship. From now on, everyone must pick a buddy. No one goes anywhere on this ship alone. And he starts to like gesture to you guys, like pointing at people, and then like pushing his fingers together, like indicating that he wants you guys to group up. And so the crew members start to group themselves up. What do you guys do?
nods. She is going to gesture towards Drake. Hey, it seems like they want us to group up for now. From the looks of things, it seems like there was a spirit that got on the ship, and I was able to see it escape. So it seems like he wants us to stay in groups.
Which guy was the sus
Drake?
guy, Boston?
What? Sorry, I've been.
Taro was one of the ones that was suspicious.
Can I group up with him?
You go to try and group up with him, but you see him and Jiro have already teamed up.
Okay.
You see May go over to you. Actually, not May. Is it Hanai? How do you spell it? I think it's Hanai. The cook. The
Hold
cook
on.
goes over to you.
Okay.
Did the captain, when he was looking through the mirror, see what we looked like? Because it seems like it's a mirror that is kind of like almost true seeing.
No, so I mean the mirror. He never like pointed at you guys.
Okay.
You can try and make like some sort of religion or arcana check to see maybe what the mirror is specifically or what it can do.
On it.
We'll try and get a sense of it.
Arcana. Boom. 19.
It seems more of a like spiritual mirror. Like
Okay.
it is used to detect spirits that can help even like humans with that curse see them. But specifically for spirits.
Okay. Understood.
Flynn, are you okay?
I punched. Oh no, my arm hurts. It's okay.
Okay.
You punched and your arm hurts?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
that's kind of
got
what
a
happens.
squishy thing and I punched it and it was really hard and then it hurt.
It's like a stress ball thing.
Oh, I guess you missed it, maybe.
Okay, who do you guys group up with?
Saran, I'm just gonna repeat what I said earlier since I don't know if Thomas was paying attention, but
Sorry.
she turns to Drake and says, "It seems from the look of things that there's a spirit amongst us. I was able to see it with magic before it disappeared.
Hmm.
From what I can tell, at least, it seems like it's still on the ship somewhere. So, it might be in our best interest to stay at least in groups of 2 for the time being."
Gotcha.
Though I am tired, might as well make use of this spell that I cast and try to see if I can find it.
So, Saran, are you trying to group up with Drake?
Yeah.
Is this after, like Saran kind of slept for a little bit, or is it like this kind
No,
of like?
This is before she had the chance to sleep.
Okay.
All right,
She's
so
still exhausted.
Drake and Saran have teamed up. Aster and Anai, the chef, have teamed up. Rendon, you don't know the characters, but you want me to list them off, or do you want to try and group up with Gideon?
There's also Saber as well.
Saber's probably gonna latch on to Rendon, as he does every time.
True. So you want to team up with Saber?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Rendon and Saber, Drake and Saran, Aster and Hanai. All right. The others group up. Haruki sticks with Dr. Ag. All right. Well, let's grab some breakfast. Nobaru calls out, "But I need to eat too." That's right, Nobaru. You do need to eat. Anai, you and that girl go down to the kitchen and fetch something from the compost. All right?
The compost?
The compost.
Kind of nods hesitantly and then grabs your arm, Aster, and begins to take you below deck.
Dang. Okay.
All right. You guys go into the kitchen. As you enter, Hanai gestures to the cupboards and kind of holds her palm up and makes the shape of like gestures like a disc, and then like gestures like silverware in her hands, and then just points to the cupboards again.
Okay, I'll open the cupboard.
Okay, and then she goes over to the compost and opens it up. Give me a perception check real quick.
Can you roll for me?
Is the thing not working?
Yeah.
I think I'll just have to, in the future, plug that thing in before you get home from work, so it's charged by the time you get home.
Yeah.
Okay, perception. A 20. Right, so instantly,
yeah.
Aster, you find plates, silverware, but out of the corner of your eye, you see Hanai grab a fish. That fish that you caught earlier out of the trash can. And she opens a sack to throw it in, and you see this fish has small bite marks out of it, like kind of all over it.
Oh.
Something has nibbled on it, and she throws it in the sack before like bunching the sack up and tucking it away in the corner, and then scoops out like a half-eaten, like a old chicken carcass, like a rotisserie chicken, and takes that and goes over to you and sits it on the plate. She smiles and nods, and then grabs your arm and begins to take you back up.
Can I resist her grabbing me and try to show her, like, ask about the bite marks on the fishy?
How do you go about doing that?
So as she is like grabbing me, I just won't move, and then I'll point at the fish.
She looks over and kind of shamefully goes over, grabs it, and opens it and takes the fish out.
And then I just point at the bite marks and
She does like the pleading hand, so she puts her hands together, like she's pleading with you, points up to the deck, and kind of does that like no speak gesture to her throat, and puts her finger up to her mouth.
Hmm.
And she says something and mentions the name of Captain Haruki.
Oh.
We have a
She
problem
then,
with someone
in
else.
response to your question, points at the bite marks, and she goes, meow.
Shit.
A cat.
And she puts her fingers up to her lips again and shakes her head, pointing up to the deck again, and mentions Haruki's name again.
So, is this cafeteria in an area that could be heard by
With the ambient noise of the sea, I mean, it's below deck. It's in like they're in the kitchen, and then there's that dining hall. But no, there's nothing like sound isn't traveling super well up. You already have that noise of the ocean and the wind.
Well, I would have
Really?
expected to have Saran go below deck already. Because it seems like it's breakfast time.
Yeah, well, Haruki had stopped everyone before they went, and had Hanai go fetch Nobaru's food.
Oh,
It's
okay.
almost like he's holding everyone there so that they can watch Nobaru eat trash.
Oh.
And Haruki, like this whole time, his fists are clenched. He's shaking in what seems like anger. And Dr. Eiji is sort of patting his back and trying to tell him to calm down. And is like checking his pulse. Whoops, I rolled the wrong thing. I'm gonna roll for weather real quick, 1 sec.
It is Among Us.
I mean, all murder mysteries are Among Us, essentially.
No, Yep.
This
It
isn't
is
even a
true,
murder
though.
mystery yet. It's not even a murder mystery yet.
It might turn out to be.
Okay, clear skies once again. You guys are lucky.
Nice.
Felina. So she indicates it's a cat, and then goes to grab you and tries to take you up to the deck again.
I'll go with her this time. I'll just nod at her and be like, okay.
Then Hanai and Aster come up with that partially picked apart, mostly barren rotisserie chicken carcass with some silverware. I guess I don't know all about Japanese culture, so I guess chopsticks or something of the sort. Anyway, brings them up. They are handed through the bars to Nobaru, and he looks at it. There's like other like food gunk that's gotten on it. He brushes some of it off, looks at Captain Haruki with his disdainful, scornful look, and begins to nibble on it. Haruki then chuckles to himself. All right, time to eat, and then takes everyone down to the below deck, where they all sit at the table, and Hanai goes in the kitchen and brings you with Aster and begins to prepare breakfast. Saran, Drake, and whoever, Rendon, what are you guys doing now?
Saran's gonna go eat, but she's gonna keep her eyes peeled as best as she can. Given that she's tired, she's still got some time left with the true seeing to be able to maybe spot this intruder.
Mhm.
But yeah.
I don't have true seeing at all, but my senses will be just high up there. So
Staying alert.
just again, yes, this alert as much as I can, knowing I won't be able to probably see.
How long
think
is
I
True
did.
Seeing gonna last?
I believe it lasts for an hour. Let me double check really quick though.
think it
Duration
is
1 hour, yeah.
Okay. So while breakfast is being prepared, it's probably going to take like 20-30 minutes for it to be done. So in that time, if you're spending time in each area to actually carefully look, I'm going to say you can check out 3 spots. Which 3 areas would you like to look at?
My character's trying to think about where an animal could be, where I'd like to inhabit, and I'm gonna make a survival check to try to like not metagame this, but is that all right?
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna do that with a sorcery point. Oh wow. Okay, 13. I'm tired. Otherwise, I would have had a nat 20, I guess. But
I totally zoned out. Which spot are you checking out first?
I was gonna roll a survival check to see like if she could like, because there's one spot I have in mind, but I didn't want to like. I guess
I mean, it wouldn't be
I wanted to
metagaming, you
like
don't have-
I wanted to leave it up to chance. The idea that I had was like, okay, if something wanted to survive, where would it be? And that's why I was rolling a survival check to see if she
Gotcha.
would be able to figure that out. So
Yeah,
because
with a 13, you really just got nowhere with it. You don't really know.
yeah, she's tired. She literally rolled 2 2s. So she's gonna check like the bunks. So like the men's bunks and the women's bunks, and then
Okay. So that's
what
plus.
other rooms are there?
There is there's the bridge. There are several empty rooms. There's the storage area, the cargo hold, the engine room. Then there's, of course, the kitchen and the dining room.
She's going to check the dining room because she might. I'm going to still say that she has some like a 13's like still enough to like have enough understanding. She's gonna like check to see if like there's any scraps on the floor. Well, she would understand that there's scraps on the floor and that could entail food and maybe like there was a rat on the ship. And
Okay,
so
so-
she might look around for any signs of a rat.
Go ahead and give me 3 investigation or perception checks, whatever you prefer.
We'll do
Drake, if
perception.
you're helping, you can make those at regular rolls.
Perception.
Well, I'll just say in this case, you'd be giving Saran the help action.
Okay.
This
so
is
they're
in
no
order,
longer
by the
out.
way, of what I listed them as. So men's bunks, women's bunks, and then cafeteria.
So we're
Oh,
just
yeah,
taking
I
the first rolls of all these. So the first one, a nat 1, so you go into the men's bunks. And,
Wait, what? The first roll is a 17.
well, it says a nat 1. Oh, there's 3. Okay, it broke it up weird. So with the with Drake helping you, whoa, those are
That 17 would be a 30 if we're gonna go off of that.
So let me do something real quick.
Man, disadvantage sucks.
Okay, you go into this room, and you immediately hear a rustling underneath one of the beds. And with your true seeing, you see this like purple aura around whatever is underneath this bed
In the bunks?
in the bunks.
Okay. Um. I'm trying to decide on what I want to do. If I want to like leave it there and then come back with the captain, or if I want to like bring it to the captain himself.
Do you point it out to Drake?
Yeah, I pointed out to Drake it, and I'm gonna say, yeah, I think it's right there. How big is this thing under the sheets?
It's definitely a small creature. It's smaller than like the shape of the child was.
Okay, I'm gonna point it. How close?
Anybody?
How close is the
Spoiler.
captain? Like how
The
quick? How
captain's
quick can I
in
get him here?
dining room, which is just on the opposite end of the ship from you. So it's probably like I don't know how long.
Did I see where he
these
put the
ships-
mirror at?
He had it on. He had it on his person.
Okay. She Okay, she's going to go find the captain. She's going to bring Drake along. She's going to try to rush over.
Okay, so you sprint back into the dining room.
Yeah, with Drake, because
All right.
he wants us to stay in groups. I tap the captain on the shoulder and I gesture him for him to come along.
He gives you a weird look, but nods as him and both Dr. AG get up and begin following you. Are you guys moving quickly?
Yeah, we're moving quickly.
Okay, you guys run. You see Dr. AG is like helping Captain Haruki run, as he's like saying something to him, probably some sort of like fitness advice or like warning him not to roll his ankles. As you guys run back into the bunks and you start to look around again, that purple haze has vanished. And you no longer hear that rustling. But you do see what looks like some sort of like pieces of jerky that have been scattered out of someone's bag or underneath that bed that you saw.
Given that she can't really necessarily communicate this effectively, she's going to try to like use body language to kind of communicate it. She's kind of going to like almost slump over in defeat. And she's going to, I guess you could have me make a charisma check for this. She's going to try to like gesture for the mirror. And try to like also gesture in the sense of like the thing is now gone effectively.
Okay, I'm just going to roll an insight for him, see if he kind of gets what you're putting down. He's confused. You're just kind of like pointing at like his waist and then pointing under the bed at the jerky. And he's really confused. He goes over and
do I
like
see the mirror on him?
Yeah, it's kind of stashed away into his like the rope belt that he has on.
I'm just gonna. Is it alright if I just go ahead and grab it and then just like show it to him?
You can try to reach for it, but he's going to attempt to stop you. So give me a dex check.
Okay, I can do that. Oh, but that's
Disadvantage.
Okay. 9. I'm gonna sorcery point that. 19. That's better. I'm burning through my sorcery points. I need to sleep.
You lunge. You're able to beat him to it. He's not able to grab it before you do. As you yank it away, Dr. AG goes over to you, and he pins you against the wall.
Like arms and everything?
Well, he's more like grabbed you by like the collarbone and like shoulder. Has pushed you against the wall, and you see he's drawn a scalpel.
Saran is gonna just like start pointing to the mirror.
Dr. AG lets go and goes to grab the mirror from you. Do you let him?
Yeah.
And he hands it back to Captain Haruki, who takes it and is giving you weird eyes now. And AG still is gripping that scalpel and is staying close to you. And is also looking at like between Drake and you as Haruki holds the mirror up and moves it around the room, looks at you and shakes his head and puts it down and stashes it away. And then he goes over to you, grabs your hand and slaps it, and then walks back with Dr. AG. And they seem to say something to each other.
This language barrier is going to be the death of us. That moment that Gideon fellow was available, I'm going to have him translate the whole thing that I was trying to express to him. Clear up this misconception. Alright, well, we might as well keep looking. she's going to because that was the first location.
So you're just going over to the girl bunks now?
Yeah,
Okay. That was a
that one perception.
That
so
one?
Nothing.
You go to look in that room, and there is nothing. A perfume bottle has been knocked over, and it's like it smells crazy in there. So you don't spend much time before you just leave, and your eyes kind of burn.
And then 25 perception for the dining area.
So you return to the dining area where Haruki and Eiji have sat down again, and Haruki, they're staring you down now. They are very weirded out by you. And you begin looking around, and they're tracking every movement of yours, but as you spend that last little bit of time before breakfast is done looking, you don't find anything. And then Hanai and Aster come out with breakfast and serve it to everybody. And for the first little bit, everyone's quiet. Is there anything you guys are doing in particular, or just partaking in breakfast as normal?
I'm gonna whisper to what's his name?
Who's what's his name?
Sorry, the cat guy.
Saber?
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna whisper to Saber and be like, "Cat to cat, there's a cat on the boat."
Roll a stealth check just to keep this. Or are you trying to keep it hidden from anyone else of your party
Yeah.
from hearing it? Okay, just
Yeah.
roll a stealth check real quick.
Okay.
How would passive perception be ruled on in this situation?
In this case, if she rolls really good stealth, I'll say she probably, you guys, she's able to whisper in a way that's not very obvious. She's obviously whispering, so go ahead, whoever wants to roll a perception and try and see what she's saying. And everyone else also seems to take notice that you're whispering something to Saber. Spencer, you hear this. You hear her say that there is a cat on board. So do you, Drake. Rendon, are you attempting to eavesdrop as well?
Yeah.
And also, I'm whispering. I'm gonna be like, "Since you're a cat, you should help me find this cat."
He's not here, so I don't know how to rule it, but
I'm trying to think of what he would say.
yeah.
That was the
I feel like
second
You're
one.
like,
he would feel offended at being called a cat.
Yeah, he would.
Like, I'm not just a cat. Gosh.
I think the way he is right now, he's probably shrugs you off and tells you just do it yourself. But yeah, you guys hear this.
My question, Boston, is how does Trent translate into the regular world? Is he just normal? Everything like?
Seeing as he's a spirit, he probably would be able to be detected by that mirror.
Okay.
But other than that, no one can see him. He's essentially invisible to these people.
Okay. And then as far as summoning him as armor and weapons, that still functions normal. Like that doesn't change. Doesn't look any different in the physical world.
Once again, because I think he's a spirit, I think I'll say he probably just doesn't register. I mean, he's not like the type of spirit or like a ghost that's hiding.
Yeah.
But just because a spirit to human eyes is especially not detectable, I think it wouldn't show.
So
Kind of like a stand from JoJo's.
when Rendon summons him as like a sword, does everybody see a sword, or they just see Rendon's hand looking like he's holding a sword?
I think it's invisible. I think that's what I'm going to go with.
Totally invisible. Cool. Other than with the mirror. Sweet.
Yep.
Rendon, in the very least, is going to ask Trent if he can go around the boat searching out this other spirit, because to Rendon's knowledge, another spirit shouldn't be able to harm Trent. Trent doesn't really get harmed by things because he's just a spirit. Like, he doesn't really have a physical body. So Rendon doesn't really have any worries about Trent having any conflict with this other spirit, but that Trent might be able to find it and or see it because they're both spirits. So he's going to ask Trent to scout around for a bit.
Just go ahead and give me a quick perception or investigation check.
Okay. Perception 25.
25. Okay. How long are you having Trent look for?
Just the next 10, 15 minutes.
All right.
Just kind of do his little vine, snake around, go down hallways, go down places where normal people can't, go through doors. Just kind of take around, see if he sees anything like a spirit, or like people have been saying, a rat. Is that what we're looking for? Also, potentially
I mean,
any small creatures that shouldn't be here on the boat.
okay. I guess in that 10, 15 minutes, you could probably go to 2 spots. Which spots would you like Trent to go to?
Oof. Because where are we at right now? We're all in the like a mess hall, right?
You're in the dining room. Yep. So that's on like the There's like 4 levels to the ship. There's the deck, just below deck, which is where the captain's quarters is, or the girls' quarters are, and like a bunch of the extra guest rooms. And then just some sort of like hangout area if there were like other passengers. Then below that is where the men's quarters are, the storage area, part of the engine room, as well as the kitchen and dining hall. So that's one you guys are on. And then the one right below you guys is the cargo hold and kind of where all the coal is stored and the base of the engine is.
Okay. So Trent is going to go bottom level first. It's going to go to that cargo hold and then work his way over to the engine room.
Okay, so he starts in the cargo hold.
Yep.
Does Trent have a sense of smell?
Not really. He's just a yes in the sense that he's a spirit. No, in the sense of he doesn't actually have a physical body, other than like when he summoned his armor and stuff. So,
okay, I kind of think he would be able to smell.
Okay.
So as Trent enters the cargo hold, he's met with a horrendous odor.
Ugh.
It smells like death in here. And he's able to pin it down to a stack of barrels towards the very tip of the ship. And there's a few other scents mixed in, a lot of like herbal scents, but they are overpowered by this stench of death.
Ugh. Well, Trent's immediately going to kind of turn up his spirit nose and it's like, ugh, that's disgusting. And he's going to like hold his breath in a manner of speaking, just like, okay, what is this that I'm going to go see? And he's going to go check out the barrel.
Okay. It's a stack of barrels. So the first few barrels he opens are filled with like sage and rosemary and oregano and just a bunch of very nosy herbs. And then as he gets deeper into the stack of barrels, it seems the ones that the stench are coming from are like at the very base. So the other barrels would have to be removed for him to be able to like pry them open.
Yeah. And I mean,
I'd say he's probably not all that strong either. Like I imagine he would get the other lids off by just like wedging himself into the gaps and then kind of expanding. But he's not quite capable of like lifting barrels per se.
No, he's not. He is going to do investigation, which he's just using my roll, which, oh boy, that's a straight D20. Let's see. One D20 is a 15 to look and see if he sees any footprints or anything like it's a cargo hold. There's going to be dust. So he's looking to see if there's been any disturbances near these barrels lately. And that was a 15 investigation.
As far as he's able to tell, they haven't really been touched since they were probably placed on the ship.
Interesting. With that investigation, could he potentially tell how long these barrels have been here?
I mean, Rendon's knowledge and probably Trent's knowledge as well is this ship was unloading when you guys first tried to, when you first hired them, but then you guys slept the night, and in the morning things were loaded onto the ship. So he could assume just based off of that this has been on here since they loaded the ship up in that like a day or two ago.
Okay.
Probably
All right.
2 days or 3 days ago.
And any dust or anything else kind of agrees with that statement, right?
Yeah, this place hasn't really been touched very much. It seems like probably a lot of like emergency or like extra things, or a lot of empty barrels too, just in case they have to like bail out or things like that.
Yeah, cool. Knowing that, Trent's gonna make note of that, and then he's gonna move forward towards that engine, the lower engine compartment.
Mhm.
And he's just gonna look around there as well.
Okay, give me another perception check.
Here, 1d20 plus 10. 21.
Okay, he worms his way into the engine room, and I mean, he can see that like some of the coal has been spilled out onto the floor. Maybe from the ship, like just kind of jostling as it's sailing. It's quite hot in this room as well because you see active burning coal fueling this steamship.
Yeah.
But there is a pile of coals that has been like knocked down a little bit and almost burrowed into.
Okay. So there's kind of a whole spot in a pile of coal.
Kind of at the top of the pile.
Okay. A big look. Careful. Yeah. Hey, he's gonna go up and look down and see what he can see.
All right. As he peers down, there's this black mass that's kind of dug in a couple feet into these coals.
Oh.
And you can see it just like slightly almost pulsate. Though the light in this room is only
Can you
really
tell-
provided by the burning coals, so it's quite dim.
Does it seem like a writhing mass kind of pulse, or is it more of like
writhing,
breathing?
just like rising
Like a
and falling. Yeah, like breathing.
Okay. Okay. Well, so he's going to make note of that and immediately run back because he's not really capable of fighting something, and he doesn't know if this is something to fight. But he knows that there is something living in the middle of the coal that might not supposed to be
Also,
there.
give me a stealth check for Trent, real quick.
Okay.
Calcifer.
Wrong,
Nice.
Thomas. Okay. 3. D20 plus 3 is 7. That's not good.
Okay.
If
As
the-
Trent
if the
leaves, he
spirit-
knocks a few coals down as well. What, Thomas?
I was just joking and say that if the spirit like talks, very able to speak, you have to give it a Billy Crystal voice. And
If I can manage. I'm Mike Wazowski. I don't know.
Lawson, quick question. Did Gideon not notice the smell when he went to the cargo hold to get this stuff for the spell?
You had your stuff in the cargo hold?
It was basically from the the stuff that was loaded into the ship.
Well,
It was
because
just me.
there's two areas. The cargo hold is where they kind of put things, and they don't. I don't know. Most of the things that people are actively using are kept in the storage area, which is right next to the quarters. Cargo hold is more used for things that normally is where they put stuff if they were traveling somewhere and they're carrying the cargo, but they don't usually go down there frequently. It's it's left there, and then they only go down there when it's time to unload it.
Okay, that makes more sense. I think I confused it too.
Yeah, there's a difference between cargo and storage.
So his stuff would probably be in the storage area.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess with Trent, one thing about his movement is he kind of almost is like a snake when he moves around.
Yeah.
And when he's careful and being really stealthy and good at it, nobody sees anything. But when he's bad at stealth, people can notice little green vines in a pathway behind him that he kind of leaves, which really quickly decay and just kind of turn to dust and then blow away in seconds. But with that bad stealth, if something saw him, it would definitely have seen those vines.
Yeah. And he definitely knocked some of the coals off. But does
Yeah.
Trent just kind of return back to you then?
Yeah, he's gonna book it. He's like, so there's a really bad smell in there, and there's in the coal bins.
Okay. Before Trent returns, as you guys are kind of all having breakfast, it's quiet for the first like 5 minutes, and then all hell kind of breaks loose as people start throwing accusations, yelling in Japanese. Haruki, who sits in the midst of it, just glaring at everybody, but not just trying to eat his breakfast peacefully. Several fingers are pointed at you guys. Some people point fingers at Taro. You hear them mention the word Amabiko. And then just lots of accusations thrown everywhere, but it seems the consensus is some of them are blaming you guys and insinuating you guys might have killed people before you got on here, and that all this bad stuff hasn't happened before you were here. And also that Taro might have disrespected some sort of spirit when he tried to shoot the Amabiko. And this is what Trent returns to when he kind of relays this information back to Rendon. But it is all put to the stop as Haruki pounds his fists on the table. Everyone's plates kind of jump up from the force of it. And he yells what you assume is "shut up" in Japanese. At which point everyone kind of goes quiet and finishes their breakfast before getting up and going about their days to do their jobs upon the ship. All in pairs, of course. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention, Jiro was appointed the kind of replacement engineer, as some of Nobuharu's implements were handed to Jiro. So it's understanding that he will do the engineer's duties while the actual engineer is in the brig. Yep, breakfast finishes up. Aster, since you're stuck with Hanai, do you just like help her tidy things up pretty much? So you two in the kitchen. And she makes some sort of like thank you gesture. She sort of puts her hands together, bows at you, and nudges her head towards where Haruki was sitting, in thanks of you not telling him.
Can I try to ask where the cat is?
Yeah, how do you try and ask it?
Meow meow.
Yeah, I will meow. I'll be like, and then I guess just like
It's going to be practice for when we travel to Japan without any prior knowledge.
just like try to gesture with my hands, kind of like where is it at or something. I don't know.
Like maybe walking around using your fingers on your hand, giving a
Sure.
shrug.
Nika,
Yeah.
Nika, nee.
She shakes her head, like she doesn't know. She didn't know where it's gone. She shows you a part of the one of the cabinets in the kitchen. She opens up, and there's a little cat bed with a cat bowl, with water and food in it.
No,
But-
did it get eaten?
There's no cat.
Did you make the cat get eaten?
You'll have to find out.
Okay.
Saran is just
They're
gonna
eating
just-
the cat. They're
Saran,
I'll
eating the
just
cat
nod
and the
at her
dog.
now.
Oh my gosh! Not
Oh
that
my.
again.
Saran, knowing that
And the geese, apparently.
Saran, what?
Okay, Saran, knowing that the woman's dorm or bunk or whatever is like filled with very strong perfume and is kind of too strong for her, and she wants somewhere to sleep. She's just gonna go above deck and just find a spot near Gideon, I guess, and just I guess Drake will have to follow, but she's just gonna find a spot near Gideon. Just grab her, lay down her bag of holding and use it as a pillow and just sleep. Who's tired?
Gotcha.
Who's really tired?
And when you go up there, Haruki, after being done with his breakfast, goes up there, and him, Dr. AG, who is once again checking Haruki's pulse, who is still seemingly very angry and on edge, as well as the quartermaster and the boatswain, who is, let me find their names. Yeah, so Yori, the quartermaster, and Jiro. No, not Jiro. It would be the helmsman, Daisuke. So the helmsman and quartermaster are up there with the doctor and captain, just helping to navigate and guide the ship, while Gideon is still performing his ritual with probably like 15 hours left now. And yeah,
Okay.
Saran, you go to sleep. Drake, anything you're doing to occupy your time while you're kind of waiting for Saran to nap?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom in the meantime. Be right back.
Sorry, I've just been messaging a lot of people. I have been trying to my best to pay attention. I get ingest what is happening. For the most part, though, I don't know much else more to do. Drake's just been kind of, let's say, just Drake's been kind of taking a backseat for right now.
Okay, there are no rules against talking while you're doing a ritual spell, so Gideon, while people are in the room with you, you can try and translate as well.
Yeah, I imagine it's not like a non-stop thing.
Yeah, like
So,
you're not constantly going. It's not like every now and then, or like at the start, you kind of had this verbal component, and then you're focusing on it, and every now and then you cast out an incantation here and there.
most of it would be, again, just disguising it as a cleansing ritual, using a lot of Afuda charms and things like that.
I guess I would maybe I could say I've gone to Gideon and I just ask him like what he's heard maybe from like the people around him, what they've been saying.
What have I heard then?
Well, I mean that whole interaction before where they were trying to they had the spirit leave and Haruki was talking. You would have understood all of that and heard it.
Okay, I will just kind of translate exactly what was said.
All right, I got back. What did I miss?
Which, again, I think I was away or doing something. I didn't hear all of it. So just brief notes. What was it that was said? I'm sorry.
There was spirit that got into the guy that Saran saw during the night. And when they tried to, I guess, exorcise it, it jumped seemingly into a creature. We don't know where that creature is.
And the ship supposedly was purged of all rodents and everything, and there shouldn't be any other creatures aboard.
Except for us.
So they don't know what. It was just they know it was some creature.
Well, Drake, you overheard at dinner that Aster said there was a cat on board when she was talking to Saber.
That is right.
Breakfast?
Breakfast, yeah.
What did me and Saran do after that?
After that, you went up here, and you've been there since.
Saran settled down near Gideon and took a nap, or she's starting to sleep at least. She's getting her long rest in.
While she's doing that, I guess Drake could also try to be searching for the cat.
Okay.
See if you can find something, maybe.
So you abandon your partner?
Well, I guess if she's sleeping, yeah, I don't want to leave her. Yeah, so I'll just kind of just try to tell the others, like, hey, just try to keep looking for that cat and whatnot. I can maybe even actually conjure or something maybe to help look for that. No, anything that can conjure would kind of make a hiss fit. Like I have conjure animals, that's be a little too much. So I haven't noticed any other animals or maybe even plants. I imagine not definitely on this board. I don't remember I have speak with plants. Anytime we come across plants, that'd be really good. I should remember that spell.
I love to voice a random plant.
Yeah. Since I guess right now I'm just watching over, making sure that she's fine while we're asleep. Then Again, just I'll reiterate that to everyone. So, yeah, I won't abandon her. Sorry, I'm mostly done with all my stuff, so I should be able to pay attention a little bit more here. Sorry.
You're good.
Good.
I guess since Drake and Saran are preoccupied, Brendan's gone, and Gideon's in the middle of a ritual. After you're really the only one at the moment free to go around and do stuff. What are you up to? Hanai has finished up cleaning up the food. You guys have done the dishes.
I guess I'll look for the cat. I'll try to gesture to her and like ask if she wants to go look for it with me.
She nods very emphatically. She wants to figure out what's going on with her cat.
Okay, we'll go look for it.
Sweet. Which
And
part? Where are you looking?
I'd probably let her lead the way since it's her cat and she probably knows where it likes to go.
Okay. She grabs a few little kitty treats and begins walking around the ship. She's just going to start in the now empty dining area.
Okay.
So go ahead and give me. Do you have your character sheet pulled up now?
Yeah, I got it.
So go ahead and just do a perception check in that area. Or with the treats, you can also attempt an animal handling to try and beckon the cat, if you would prefer that.
Yeah, I'll try to do that. I like that one.
Also, if you have speak with animals, you can also probably try and call out for it as well.
Okay, I don't think I have it.
That's probably something that you could prepare each day if you don't feel like you prepared it. Probably.
Okay, starting in the dining
You
area.
can also just probably turn into a cat and speak with it, I imagine.
Oh, I could.
Yeah, probably something like that. Yeah.
I feel like that's like how we rule things. Like, I know
Have
that you
some
keep.
sort of interaction.
I know that you keep. I know that you keep like your own mental, like attributes, but I feel like that doesn't make sense that you'd still be able to communicate with them in some way. You know.
Yeah.
That's up to you. What you say, Boston. But
maybe at least like advantage on like insight checks to figure out what the cat's trying to say or something. But
Okay, I rolled a 17 in animal handling.
In the dining area, there's really no luck.
Drake found the cat.
You're not able to. Not from the cat. Yeah, you're not able to find the cat with the treats in the dining area or the kitchen.
Okay.
Where would you like to go next?
Well, she's leading the way.
Okay. She's gonna go back to her room, where you guys were once again punched in the face by this like strong perfume. As you see, one of the bottles kind of got knocked over and shattered, and is now just eking out everywhere. And so she spends a little bit trying to fix that. And you guys, she kind of shakes her head for this room. She's kind of insinuating there's probably not the cat in here. The cat would not want to be in this room with that strong a stench. And you guys leave like smelling like perfume now. It's kind of clung to you.
Very good.
She doesn't go in the captain's quarters because she's not allowed there. It's captain's. So she's going to go one floor down. I guess you went one floor up to go to her room and has gone down to the other room. She doesn't want to also get caught looking for her cat because no one knows she brought her cat. So she's going to stay away from a lot of the other like populated areas and goes to the very bottom of the ship, around where the engine and cargo hold is. So give me another either perception or animal handling, whatever you prefer, for the engine room area.
Do perception. Actually, can I do animal handling, or is it too late?
You did roll a perception, but if you want, we'll take the same roll and we can apply your animal handling bonus to it. No, so it'd be a 7 plus your 9. So
Oh,
is that a 16?
yeah.
Okay, with a 16. As you're going around the engine room, you notice there's like little kitty paw prints going from that pile of coals that had kind of fallen over. And it's just these coal dust paw prints that head into the to the wall.
Ew. I'm gonna point at them and then follow them over to the wall.
Yeah, and as you're kind of waving these treats around, you hear a and you see a fully black cat peek its head out of a hole in the wall and crawl out and sniff at the treats in your hand. Seeing the cat, Hanai grabs it, pulls it out of the wall, and holds it up and starts kissing it, and she starts getting coal dust all over her face. But in response, the cat yowls and begins to freak out, that like Tasmanian devil thing cats do when they don't want to be held or like they're startled while they're being held, and begins like scampering around in her arms, scratching her face and her arms, and then leaps out and goes right into the wall.
Uh-oh.
No.
See, Hanai is sitting there startled, starting to bleed from those cuts, and she just leans up against the wall, slides down, and starts to tear up.
Can I try and coax the cat out again?
You hold the treats up. You can attempt another animal handling if you'd like.
Okay.
No, what on that one, and you drop the treats into the wall.
Okay.
How you managed to do that? I do not know.
There's a hole you see when you get close. There's this little hole in the wall where a lot of like the piping and things go, and you just drop the treats into that.
I can't turn into a cat because she's there.
That would definitely freak her out. As long as she's conscious, she's definitely going to be freaked out by any magic you attempt, unless it's subtle.
I wish I had a sleep one.
Sleep is a good spell.
Yeah, I don't have it though. Can I try breaking the wall to make the hole bigger?
Sure. Yeah, like the outer hull of the ship is metal, but it's not just like. At least the way I'm ruling it. I don't know ships, but I'm just gonna say this because I can. There's a lot of like wood on the interior, and it's been treated, so it's a little waterproof. But there is like gaps in the walls in some spots, and so give me a strength check, I guess, to try and pry the hole open bigger.
Okay. 15. Oh, I did a save.
I think your modifier is the same.
Okay.
Is it just a +2 for your strength?
I don't know. I can't find it. Yeah, it's just a +2.
Yeah, so 15 is the same anyway. What are you trying to use to break it? Just your hands? Your bare hands?
Yeah.
Are you like palm strike? And some of the wood's like already been like gnawed open by maybe like rats that had been on there previously. And you're able to like bend like a board out of the way so you could like probably like fit your head and maybe your shoulders through. But the gap in the wall is not big enough for a full person to fit in.
Okay. Can I stick my head in there and see if I see anything then?
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and give a perception. Do you have dark vision?
I'm not not sure.
If you did it would be in your features.
It would make sense if she doesn't. She was a spirit.
Yeah, I don't think nymphs or creatures like you have those. Oh no, you do have dark vision.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just Flynn, it's in your features and traits. Do you see it?
I'm looking, but I
Flynn,
don't.
on the page you're on, are you on the features page?
Yeah.
Look on the right. That big list of things.
Oh, it's right there. It says dark vision. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, nat 20.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
You see perfectly. I mean, it's dim light because it's pitch black in these walls, but you are able to see. There's like in like all like the support structures and things that are throughout these walls. You can see that black kitty kind of towards the bottom. There's not much more to go down because it's just the bottom of the ship at that point. But you can see it sitting there, its eyes very like focused in, like pure slivers, very thin slivers. Its fur is raised, and it's just sitting there, claws out, shaking.
The poor baby. No.
Hanai kind of sees you sticking your head in. Does Aster say that? She say, "Poor baby."
Yeah.
Okay, though you don't speak the same language, cat voice is a universal language, and she recognizes that you have indeed seen her cat, and she kind of pats on your shoulder so she can try and look.
Well, okay, I'll let her look.
She looks in, looks around for a moment, comes out, and shrugs her shoulders. It's pitch black. She can't see anything in there.
I'm gonna stick my head back in. Can I turn just my head into a cat?
Normally druids can't do partial transformations, so I'm gonna say no. I let you do the infestation bug bite thing, so I'm just gonna we'll stick to the rules with this one. You'd have to go full cat mode.
Okay. Kill. I don't know how to lure the cat out.
Saran, how long of a rest are you taking?
Full rest.
So it's 8 hours?
Yeah, she wants to get rid of the exhaustion and try to get on a different sleep schedule so she can just keep watch at night as well.
Okay.
Can I just like shoot some vines out of my fingertips and grab the cat?
Sure, yeah. With your arm like reaching into it, out of sight of Hanai, you activate your synth ability, transforming your hand into vines, and reach out towards the cat. Go ahead and give me a grapple check. Let me just check on your sheet. I'm trying to remember how we ruled your vine grapples. I wonder if there's a specific ruling. Felina, it's in your features.
Oh, sorry. Here, look at it.
Yeah, it's weird that when you look at a character sheet, like any changes you make also like change what page I'm on. I'm trying to find where the vine one is. Thorns, poison body, bark hide, trichome body, plant matter body. There we go.
Oh, it's right under there. Vine grapple.
Target any creature large or smaller, up to 50 feet away, and attempt to grapple them as an action. Use your spellcasting ability modifier instead of athletics for the grapple check. So roll d20 plus, it'll be in your spells, plus 9. A 20. Okay, let me roll for the kitty cat. Okay, it got a 4. So your vines successfully grapple around it, and it instantly starts going, doing that cat scream thing, and clawing at the vines.
Oh no.
How loud
want
is it that going to be?
I mean, this is at the bottom of the the ship, and this part is like submerged by water, so it's kind of like. But it's also traveling up the
Dampened?
walls.
Okay.
But I'd say you'd probably have to be on the same level to hear it.
Okay.
There's a lot of ambient like whooshing, like the sound I'm playing right now. It's quite loud.
Okay.
But yeah, you grab the cat. What do you do?
Okay, once I get him, I'm gonna try calling him down and be like, "Be quiet."
Okay, do a shut up, cat.
And I'm just like holding him tight so he can't wiggle.
Yeah, you got him secure.
Peek into how you handle your cats.
It went from
Oh,
for baby
yeah.
to shut up.
Shut up.
I'm gonna use my lucky feet to roll twice.
Okay, go for it. I forget you have that.
Same.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
a
20.
good one to remember that you have.
Okay, you're able to like go shh, shh, shh. It's okay, and use the vine to kind of like stroke it, the bridge of its nose, and it
No,
begins.
Boston. She said she wanted to tell him to shut up.
That's shut up in cat language.
Okay.
And it starts to get quiet, and you can tell you've calmed the cat, but something else rises up, and the cat begins to freak out again. As its eyes sort of flash purple at you as they open, and it begins yowling again and clawing at the vines. It's going to attempt to break out again. So make another grapple check with that +9. So just roll in another d20. I like how most of the session is just chasing a cat down. It's unable to break out.
It's a tough thing.
I'm just gonna quickly get out of there and leave the under the place.
You're leaving the cat alone?
No, I'm bringing the cat with me.
So do you retract the vines into your hands, essentially?
Yeah, and I'm just holding him.
So you're doing not a line grapple, like a hand grapple.
Yeah, now I am.
You got him by the scruff? Okay, now just roll with your strength a grapple check.
So how do I do that?
Just roll strength. Like click the word strength or whatever on your character sheet, and it should just roll it on the left-hand side. So not the save. Okay, you got it by the scruff, and it's still like it's like clawing. It's trying to get at you, but you've got it. You got it held as you pull it out.
God held, and if it's gruff like that, it's just like a mama can barely do anything.
Yeah, it's like half frozen up, but still this. There's some unnatural quality about this cat, and it continues to freak.
What's the plan now?
Anaya gets up, goes to try and pet the cat, and it once again bites her, and she recoils. And you see, it's fully like that's a strong bite, stronger than I think what a cat would normally be able to do, as her hand begins to bleed quite a lot.
I'm gonna start like running towards the. Does the kitchen have like doors that we can lock in?
So you are just one floor down from the kitchen. So you have to go back through the engine room, up to the ladder that goes up to the floor that the kitchen's on, and then that like little trap door that leads to the kitchen is just right next to. That leads to that floor is just right next to the kitchen. So you likely wouldn't encounter too many people unless anyone's come down to do anything in the engine room. But I mean, you're in the engine room, so you don't see anyone in there. But the cat is like screaming quite loud. It's like Calypso when Balthazar is trying to fight her.
I wish I had a sleep spell. Can I cast polymorph on it and turn it into a different cat?
Just a cat? You're turning a cat into a cat?
Yeah, because then he's calm.
You can try.
Wait, does that demon do anything? Would that make him calm down, or does it do anything?
You can try and roll an Arcana check to see if that would work.
Okay.
Maybe it would work. In fact, you kind of think it would.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Now, the thing with polymorph is anything like a creature is wearing on it transforms with it. So I guess the question is, what kind of cat are you turning this cat into?
Um,
What
a
type of
black
cat is it
cat.
now?
Right now, it looks fully black, but it's got tons of coal dust all over it.
I'll turn him into a black cat.
Okay. The coal dust... Well, I guess roll a sleight of hand to try and disguise... Because she might not know what magic is, but if you start doing this weird, like, hand crap, she might be a little confused.
Okay.
If you roll lucky, don't forget.
True. Yeah, 3 uses of that a day. Awesome. You kind of, like, disguise it as attempting to pet the cat, or, like, hold the cat, and, like, you do, like, the little kitty kisses and whatever, like, the cat noises, and you disguise your spell within that. As all the coal dust transforms with the cat, but you make it into a black cat, so it's pretty much the same. But it's still freaking out.
No.
It pauses for like a split second before going right back to it.
It's like, what's this? I'm still troubled. Like, brand new skin, brand new look. Still have depression.
Wow. Too real.
Yeah.
Just pause for the moment. Up in the bridge where Saran is sleeping and Drake and Gideon are you guys having any sort of conversation or anything going on there?
Saran's just sleeping. She's
Yeah.
just gonna wait for Gideon to be available so she can utilize him as a translator.
He already translated what happened.
No, like, have him translate her to them.
Oh.
Well, would you have told me, like Drake, what you want him to say? Because I could always just step away for a minute and do that.
What do you mean step away? She went to
Well,
sleep
if you're
close to
sleepy.
Gideon. She went to sleep close to Gideon.
But did you, I mean, if you have an idea of what you want to say,
She, given the fact that it's gonna be a little bit harder to explain, and she wants to at least do it herself, she's just gonna just wait.
okay.
Tension's already
Gotcha.
high on the boat. She doesn't want any more misconceptions.
Okay. Is anyone else near around us?
It's the helmsman and the let me check who it was again. It's the helmsman, the doctor, the captain, and then whoever the helmsman partnered up with, which was, I believe, the quartermaster, Yori.
Gotcha.
Hmm. By the way, how old does everybody look? Does everybody look about as old as they look normally, or their actual age?
Like the members of the ship?
Yeah, no, like us, basically. So, like,
Oh.
because Suran's like 50 or 40 something,
I mean,
which is the same age as Gideon, like a similar age as Gideon, but
if Saran, the age translates to, like, so if Saran looks like a 50-year-old dragonborn, she would look like a 50-year-old woman.
Okay.
She
But if it's
doesn't
like
look-
a
she
200-year-old elf, well, yeah, with the dwarf physiology, she would probably look younger than 50.
She does.
Yeah.
And also dragon
Yeah, because-
physiology as well.
It's like as a dragonborn, she does look younger too.
Yeah. I mean, since dwarves
Anyway.
live a long time, like, she already would live longer. So she probably is looking more like mid-20s, 30s.
Yeah.
Boston,
And how
I need
old
assistance.
are?
You need assistance with what?
Please come help me.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I was trying to think of like, would Drake know much about like trying to exercise spirits?
How good's your religion check? Check,
Thanks.
I guess.
Wait,
And like maybe I could ask you for advice, like if we found like who or what it was possessed by, like what could we do to stop that? Really?
I will probably have to do a check at disadvantage. I imagine.
Yeah.
Or I guess I could just tell you, but you would be the one doing the check at disadvantage. If you understand exactly what I mean. I don't know. It's up to Boston, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm inclined to think.
What are you guys moaning about?
The heck was that?
Okay, I'm back.
I was gonna say, Boston. Drake's just kind of like, what would we feel like Drake would know about like being able to like exercise like a spirit from someone, and also just do it in a way too that isn't like, like if like someone was around, it would be really noticeable. If like, I don't know, like
Say it one more time.
Drake is just kind of been like while Serena's sleeping, and I'm trying to figure out like how to like get the spirit. Like he's just kind of wondering about like what he would really know about in terms of exercising a spirit, and to do it in a way that's not like really too revealing of like his like magical abilities and whatnot. And if he doesn't really feel like he knows anything, he would ask Gideon for what he might say.
Do like a religion or arcana check.
Okay. Religion doesn't matter. They're all the same. Don't care about religion. That's an 11.
You don't really have any inkling of like how you would go about it. You don't have too much experience in this field.
Yeah. So I would ask Gideon kind of that question. Whenever he isn't chanting and is free.
I mean, I can talk still.
Yeah. Well, I know sometimes you are, but just whenever you are, and I kind of eventually realized that I don't really know too much. I kind of would go to like, I mean, when we find the spirit, like, is it like you would be like the one who would exercise it, or like, is there like other methods to doing so?
Would I know Boston? I mean, I think I would.
I mean, you
but
know
Yeah.
the Fuda use of Fuda, like especially specific. Oh my gosh, The specific kind that Haruki used expelled the
Mhm.
spirit from the body.
Okay.
As far as destroying the spirit or removing it, give me, I guess, a religion check.
Okay.
And maybe something to figure out what kind of spirit this is, because it does depend on the kind of spirit as well.
Religion.
Is this Minecraft
Concentrating.
music?
I don't know.
This
I
is
hear a-
Minecraft music. This is Minecraft music.
Hold on, let me see.
I am.
This
Steve.
is Minecraft music, dude.
I'll
I-
find
you know-
out for myself.
I haven't seen that trailer just out of just like embarrassment.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
just-
Oh yeah, that is Minecraft music.
Okay, yeah, Gideon, you're in the same boat somehow as Drake. You haven't seen
Somehow.
enough evidence to tell you what kind of spirit this is, so you don't even know where to begin with, like.
I mean,
exercise.
that's would you say maybe he at least has like advantage on that? Like he has a lot of experience with that.
I mean, his experience
I'd
is represented in his +6 to a religion.
I guess.
There's not like
I'm also
I
just
give advantage
doing other
more based
things,
on circumstance, because the skills are your expertise, and then maybe certain circumstances might grant advantage. But in this case, there's nothing, and he hasn't really been very involved.
Okay.
In the whole thing because he's working on casting a spell.
Gotcha.
So unless you have any ability, Gideon, that might be able to help you with that, you're not really sure.
Nope.
Hmm.
I mean, I guess I technically can cast a spell, but I'm already in the middle of one, so I don't think so.
Gotcha.
I think as long
Like,
as it's a
less-
concentration spell, you could cast another spell.
Well, the thing is, though, this is the casting time of the spell.
Oh,
So
true.
I
You're in the
haven't
middle of
finished-
casting it. Yeah,
I haven't finished casting the spell, so
that's true.
Well, Drake kind of just getting antsy, trying to see what he could help, and knowing that there's others around, like Gideon is there and whatnot. Drake's gonna be like, you know, I'm gonna go and try to see if I can find some more, um, you know, find the spirit or whatnot, or see if I need to help someone who's maybe already found it.
So you attempt to just go off on your own?
Yes, for right now.
Okay. As you attempt to leave the room by yourself, Captain Haruki nudges to Dr. Ag, and he starts to follow you.
Okay, I let him follow me.
Sweet.
I
Where'd you
can't
go?
even like let him set it up. Do I remember seeing where everyone went? Like where did Rendon go?
It's a great question. Yeah, Nate. Now that you're back,
Well, we'll let him do that first, since he's would have already been doing something.
yeah. After breakfast broke, what would you have chosen to do?
I definitely would have taken Saber and tried to recruit anybody else to come with me and go down, search the cargo hold and the barrels, and then get into that lower engine room.
Okay,
Just-
I'll say because Aster has already done something in that area. I'll say maybe something preoccupied Rendon's time.
Yeah,
Like he got into some sort of like
he had to go to
half
the bathroom.
conversation, like wordless or bathroom. Yeah, sure. Maybe breakfast was prepared a little poorly because Hanai was worrying too much about her cat. So now in the middle of Aster, you were returning, trying to go back to the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Rendon, there's not really anyone else to recruit for this, other than I guess Saber, who would be there, because everyone else is preoccupied at the moment. So the way we're going to roll this is pretty much just you, but Saber's coming with, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So as you're headed down to that bottom part of the ship, approaching that trapdoor, Aster, are there any precautions you're taking as you're headed back to the kitchen with Hanai? Are you trying to attempt some sort of like stealth or anything you're trying to do to quiet the cat before you head up there? Also, I'm going to have another check for that too, because technically this cat has a chance to escape every like 6 seconds, every round per se. But I'm not going to super hold to that. But we'll have intermittent rolls. So I'm going to roll a check for the cat. Just give me a strength, just your own strength.
Okay.
which I think you have one more, I think, lucky roll. I think, right? She has 3.
You do have one more lucky roll for the day, yeah.
I would probably do that for that. That's a pretty bad roll.
That does suck.
Remember, just strength as well. Don't strength save, but it's the same most regardless. That's not that much better.
The cat got a 12. So as you're headed towards like that ladder, it scratches you, and leaps out of your hand, and it heads right back for that hole in the wall. As it leaves your area, you have a quote-unquote opportunity attack, but I'm not going to allow you to like attempt another grapple check as a opportunity attack. So if you have anything you want to do while it's running away, other than like grabbing it with your bare hands again, you can. But other than if you don't, it's just going to run off.
Can I just try to grab him again? But you said no, grabbing him.
Yes.
If
people could like reaction attempt to grapple as soon as someone exited their grapple, then it would be endless grapples.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything I can
really,
do.
like, it'd be if you like activated some sort of ability or quote unquote attack. Of course, not like actually attempting to harm it, but you do have Hanai right there.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do.
Okay, so the cat runs off into that hole, and you hear it scampering off, presumably somewhere else. As Rendon, you get to that trapdoor, open it up, and begin going down the ladder into that lower engine room where you see Aster and Hanai standing. And they're kind of looking off to one of the walls. And Hanai has like ran over to the wall and is like patting around, looking in a hole in the wall, and just sits back, exasperated, and starts to tear up again. So, Rendon, what do you do as you see all this?
You said it's running through the wall or something?
So you see Hanai, the chef lady, like as you're entering into the room, she sprints over to one of the walls and pierces her head through one of the holes, like a hole that is in the wall, and then removes her head from the hole and sits down against the wall and begins to tear up. And you can see she is covered in scratches, and Aster has a small scratch on her hand.
I immediately run over and ask, "What's wrong? What's wrong? How can I help?" Trent, go see what's in that hole. Trent's gonna jump and race into that hole.
Hanai just kind of does that sort of hand motion where she's like, "I'm okay," and just sitting there sobbing, and looking at her wounds.
I'm gonna explain what happened and be like, there's the cat, and I'm pretty sure the spirit is in the wall as well. And the cat's really scared.
You sure it's not in the cat?
I think no, it's somewhere else in there.
Well, you did see the cat's eyes light up purple.
Oh, I thought that was something else lighting up purple.
No, it was a cat's eyes.
You know, most cats, they just light up purple, so she didn't think much of it.
It's normal.
Yeah. Oh, well, in that case, I'll tell him it is the cat.
The cat is the spirit, or the spirit is in the cat?
The spirit is in the cat.
Oh, okay. Trent, what do you say? I yell down to Trent as he's followed in that hole.
I'll go ahead and make a perception check with Trent.
Okay.
Also, how fast do you think Trent goes?
I think we said he has about the same speed as me. So I have 40-foot movement.
Okay.
That doesn't seem right. Somehow. No, it does, yeah. Yeah. And then that perception roll.
And do you have dark vision? Because if you did, well, you're a human, so go ahead and do that at disadvantage. That perception roll.
Okay.
I'm gonna motion for Anai to follow me, and I'm gonna try and take her back up to the kitchen.
At disadvantage, it was a 16.
Okay. You can see the. I guess it doesn't technically. The coal has transformed into its fur because of that polymorph, so it's actually not leaving tracks. But you do see just a tail swinging down from a couple levels up through the wall.
Huh. You said a couple levels down or up?
You're at the lowest level, so it's a couple levels up.
Okay. Trent's gonna let me know that all he sees is there's a tail up higher, a couple levels, and he can't tell how many levels higher. It's just obviously it's at least a level or two higher, right?
Yeah, it's just a level or two. It's not like super easy to tell.
Yeah. And yeah, he's gonna signal back to me, and so I will inform Aster and the chef and say, "Hey, this thing can get around almost anywhere on the ship. We got to get everybody's help."
Aster understands.
Yeah, Hanai is just looking at Aster to see her reaction to whatever Rendon said, because she's not sure what he said.
Yeah. And Rendon still is trying to grasp that people speak other languages here than what he understands is English. He's still trying to grasp that.
I mean, at least like Rendon, I'm sure would be able to know that like it's Japanese that they're speaking.
Well, yeah, but he's still trying to grasp that.
Yeah.
That is interesting, though.
not-
Rendon does speak English in addition to Common.
He does.
I will say, Drake, where were you going with AG?
Where was I? What?
Were you going with the doctor guy?
I was just gonna go try to see where everyone else went, see what if they were able to find anything. If they were able to
Just
find it.
give me a
cat.
quick perception check to see if you can find everybody.
Oh no, my perception so awful. Oh gosh.
You're right. It is.
Wow. Auto fail. You're having a hard time finding anyone that you're looking for. You find other people doing their job,
You really
That's
had to
fine.
take to that time, right?
swabbing the deck, cleaning, preparing things, just doing their boat jobs, but you don't find any of your friends. So you're lost a little bit for the moment. Aster, how do you respond to Rendon?
I'm gonna tell him that I need to get Anai out of there because it's too dangerous, and then I'll get everyone else to come down here.
All right.
What did I make?
What?
What was Felina saying? What were you saying, Felina?
I was saying that I need to get Anai out of there because it's too dangerous. But I'm gonna get her out and grab everyone else to come down here.
Upon saying that you're gonna help Anai, Rendon's going to finally notice all of the scrapes and scratches and stuff and realize, oh, people usually don't like being hurt that much, and it can start to cause some actual damage to people normally. So these are
deep scratches.
Yeah. So he's gonna suck in some of that light from the gems he has, and he's going to do that healing on her.
Oh, okay. You
Interesting.
go over to her.
Subtly do it.
You place your hand over one of her cuts, and she like winces and like kind of retreats her arm back. Has her? I'm not gonna have you roll like even like 1 or 2 hit points would have been enough. So
Yeah, and this is 5d8.
all of her cuts seal up randomly, and she looks at her hands and touches her face, and all her cuts have vanished. And she begins to back up against the wall. She seems scared of you.
I'm just gonna put my hands kind of forward and to the side and let her see kind of the glow on them. And I'm just gonna smile and say, "Hey, it's okay. I'm a friend."
She didn't seem to register what's going on with your. Actually, no. Give me insight.
Okay.
Actually, do you explain how Rendon learned Common?
I think just from Trent,
Out
honestly.
of necessity, maybe.
Yeah. He knows Fae because he was raised by the Fae.
Yeah, I imagine you're trying to tell her this in English, because at least like maybe she might understand English.
Okay.
Up to you, but yeah, go ahead and do that insight.
14.
You get the sense that she's not seeing what you're wanting her to see. She doesn't see magic, so she's just seeing you hold your hands out. But she's trying to like put the pieces together in her head a little bit, and she seems to start like nursing her head like she's got a headache, and is just going to start climbing the ladder away, quite hurriedly, in fact.
Dang it. Rendon turns to Aster. Is Aster still there?
Yeah.
And he's gonna ask, what do we do now?
I'm just gonna let out a big sigh, and then I'll be like, and then I'll say, I'll go get everyone else, and you keep an eye on it, watch where it's going, and I'll go grab everyone to come help us.
Sounds good.
Right, Drake, as you're wandering around looking for people with Dr. AG following you, a distressed Hanai comes out of one of the trapdoors and runs over to Dr. AG and grabs onto his lab coat, and he instantly like peels her hands off of him and sprays disinfectant on where she touched. And they begin speaking with each other, and Hanai is speaking very like hurriedly and with a shaky voice. And AG's face is very stoic, and he doesn't seem to react much, which is how he usually is. The only times you see him really react is out of disgust when he's being touched or touching things he doesn't want to. But then she shows her arms where this like pink fresh skin is where all the scratches were, and says something, and AG turns and looks at you and then just nods to Hanai and says something to her, and she seems to go towards the direction of her quarters.
I'm rolling insight to kind of try to get if I think of did she see something that she shouldn't have seen, magic,
yeah.
or did she see something that just spooked her, like I said, the spirit or maybe something whatnot.
I will say you heard the word yokai thrown into their conversation, and she seems spooked. And she says, she'll say I assume at some point you guys have at least exchanged names. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. She does mention Rendon and Aster.
And is that kind of when the guy turned to look at me?
Yeah. Especially with the mention of yokai.
With that point, you would think that maybe I think now that maybe something happened where they did something that she shouldn't have seen.
It seems like she seems to be correlating yokai with Rendon and maybe Aster. And she's definitely seen something she was not supposed to see.
Drake thinks to himself, oh gosh, dang it. Why did I leave them alone?
And before she goes, AG reaches into his briefcase of stuff and gives her a cold compress for her headache. or a warm one, whatever one helps headaches. I don't remember, but anyway.
I don't want to look bad, like trying to like run ahead without him, because that'll make me look weird. So I'll just wait till he's done, but then I'll follow back where she came from.
Yeah. Probably by now I would be coming out of the trapdoor.
As you go to the trapdoor, you see Aster emerge from it.
I'll go over to Aster and just be like, "What happened?"
I'll explain the situation. Like, there's a pet cat and the spirit's inside the cat, and we're trying to catch it. And then Rendon was really stupid and healed her scratches.
Oh, Rendon.
We need to have a talk with him.
Okay. All right. So there's a cat. Okay. All right. I'll go down there. And are you gonna go get the others?
Yeah, we need to get rid of this doctor, though.
No, we're not gonna get rid of him.
Well, I mean, he can't follow us.
Well, I don't know.
I'll try to seduce him.
No. Aster, no, that's not gonna work. Doesn't understand you. Just go get the others. Okay.
Okay, you go down there. I'll distract the doctor guy and get the others.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, I'm just gonna go.
Okay, as you start headed down, AG begins to follow you.
I'm gonna step in front of him and try to seduce him.
What are you trying to do to seduce him?
Just act all sexy, I guess.
I need more specifics than that. You gotta don't get weird with it, but I have to know what direction you're going with this. Like, are you just starting to strike poses, or what? What?
Yeah. I'll strike poses and like put my hand on his shoulder.
Okay. I guess this is a persuasion roll. So do that.
You don't get any other tries.
As soon as you put your hand, you start doing all these like sexy poses. You put your hand on his shoulder. He grabs you by the sleeve, lifts your hand off of his shoulder, disinfects it. He could not be more disinterested. As
Okay.
he puts on his, he kind of stretches his glove over his hand and nudges you to the side.
I'm gonna act like that really hurt my hand and start like yelling for the doctor and be like, "My hand."
Okay, give me a deception roll at disadvantage.
Okay, how do I do disadvantage?
Just roll twice.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oof. That.
He rolls his eyes and continues into the trapdoor.
Oh no! I'm gonna cast polymorph on him and turn him into a rat.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a quick wisdom save for him.
Oh.
He got an 11. So as he's going down the ladder, you extend your hand as a bit of magic sparks out from it into him, and his ears balloon up, his nose stretches out, his hands turn to pink little claws, and fur begins to sprout as his lab coat transforms into this coat of fur. He shrinks and drops to the base of the ladder where, Rendon, you see where the legs of Dr. AG once were. A rat has now like transformed in that area and dropped.
Did you transform into a rat?
I mean, I'll let him be like, "Catch him! Catch him!"
I'm gonna eat him.
What the heck?
Now, as a rat, he's super confused and starts scattering all over the place. So, Rendon, give me a dex check. I'm going to roll a dex check for this rat. See if you can catch him. I love stuff like this, dude. This is awesome.
It is pretty fun.
Too bad Gideon and Saran are super sidelined right now.
Yeah, it's okay.
Surrounded
They'll
by
be-
having
trying
none of
to
this,
get
by the
them.
way.
You are, like, sidelined of your own volition, but still.
Yep. And there will be chances for other things, I think. Just yeah. I think you know what.
Okay, Nate, you have that dex check? Nate?
Nate,
Hello?
I mean, I'm kind of there too. Like, do you want me to just do it?
Were you going down?
Yeah, I was going down to where
Okay, yeah,
Brendan is.
we'll just I'll have both of you do it, but you do it first because you're here.
I'll probably be the closest.
Did you hear me?
So this dex check.
Yeah, we can hear you now, I think.
Yeah, we can hear you now. So both of you give me dex checks as I forgot you were there, Drake. As you get to the bottom of the ladder, you see Dr. AG's legs coming down, and then a rat falls at your feet. And you grab it. You grab it right away.
That was a nat 1 for 4 for me.
It's squeaking. You can see it's got these like black like circles around its eyes, like his glasses, but now it's fur.
No.
And it's kind of like partially an albino rat for like the white lab coat. And it's just squeaking incessantly, and it's like sniffing the air.
Does anyone have modified memory?
No.
Oh boy.
You've been
Boy.
noticed?
And after a bit of it freaking out, it kind of seems to calm down and just sniffs your hands, and it goes quiet. But it's just chilling.
Accepted his fate as rat.
Can I get
Embrace
on the
rat.
stairs? Grab him and put him in my
Does
pocket.
polymorph,
What?
polymorph makes him like
He has
so
the brain
that
of a rat.
they're-
He's rat brained.
right. He's rat brained. Okay, so at least
He might not remember, or he might think that he fell down the ladder.
like
Mhm.
we can say like you woke up, like you hit your head going down down the ladder. Knowing
Astrid
how
goes-
long polymorph takes, I can at least be like, okay, he's fine for now.
Polymorph lasts up for an hour as long as you
Yeah.
have concentration.
Astrid
of
goes
it.
down. Astrid goes down to try and get the rat from you.
No, I'm not trusting you with this.
Or until you or actually, how far is the drop of the ladder?
It's not that far.
If it's 10
And
feet.
rats also don't weigh enough to really
Why-
suffer fall damage.
Okay,
I
that's
looked at both of them, trying to look at both, try to get her and Brendan. Like, why should I trust either of you with this? That was a dumb thing. Both of
I
you.
was like, I'll be like, fine, and I'll make a cage out of vines, and I'll say, at least here's a cage for him. Then I'm gonna turn and go
Fine.
back up the stairs.
All right, I'll put him in the cage for right now.
He puts
Okay.
his little rat hands on the vine bars, sticks his nose out, and just glares at you.
He's gonna be missing for an hour, and everyone's gonna panic. This is the
Whatever.
doctor we're talking about, right?
Yep.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. The captain's gonna
Brendan,
be
okay.
furious.
Okay.
Oh, he's not gonna know it was us. All right, Rendon, what's going on? Tell me what happened.
Well, I got down here. They said a cat attacked the cook lady. I sent Trent down that hole, pointing over to it, and he saw a tail a couple of levels above us. So there's a cat, and it really scratched up the cook lady, and I healed her because she was hurt. She looked like she was in a lot of pain.
Do you not think that would be strange?
I did not think that. No. Yes, I see my ways now, but yes, I did not. I did not think first. I acted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hope
Now she She probably thinks that this yokai stuff is that you're related to it, and if you're related to them, then we're all related in regard to it.
Well, maybe we can convince her and the captain, who's now a rat, I think.
That's not the captain; it's the doctor.
Oh, that's the doctor. Oh, that's good. Wait, no, that's worse. We need a doctor. Anyway, maybe we convince them that I'm some kind of tribal healer from where I come from. And yeah,
Right. They could try to do that. We just maybe weren't comfortable revealing that. All right, fine. We'll worry about that later. We'll get that cat though.
Yeah, we got to find that cat.
Okay,
we're gonna
you watch
the plank
over.
within the
You
next
watch
24
over.
hours.
You watch over this. I'm gonna go in there. Try to see if I can find it. Boston, we said right. Like as a cat, am I able to speak with it like directly?
Not directly, not like
Okay.
humans would talk to each other, but there's a sort of cat
Okay.
understanding.
I'm going to before I not polymorph, before I
Wild shape.
Wild shape into a cat, I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals on myself.
Okay.
So that way I can clearly be able to talk with it. How long does that last again?
Great
10
question.
minutes? Okay, 10 minutes it lasts. I should be able to hopefully find it within 10 minutes. I'm going to cast Speak with Animals on myself. I'll just click on it just so it's there, the info. And then, what is, I always forget. Have this. That's in like concentration. I always forget what the spell does again. Yeah, I'm not casting this. I'm just. Okay, that's a see through a beast eye. I gotta remember that. That could be a good one. I always forget that I have that. But yeah, I cast Speak with Animals on myself, and then and again, I keep on saying polymorph, wild shape into a cat as well.
What kind of cat?
And I just has Drake seen many cats?
Yeah. Cats are pretty common no matter where.
I guess they're pretty common anywhere. What type of cat would you say Drake would be? Is he like an orange cat?
Probably an orange cat. I mean, your feathers are orange, so I think
That's
orange
true. I guess he'd transform into like an orange, like a
or
little
some sort
tabby.
of like turtle shell, maybe with like some of the black that you got in your feathers.
I like the idea of an orange tabby. I like that. I'll go with the orange tabby, and then follow and just try to listen and try to track where it's at.
Okay, so you go in there. You got the cat night vision. You got the cat limberness, and the cat senses. So go ahead and give me a perception check at advantage as you try and sneak this kitty out.
With my own perception because it's the wisdom is the same.
Yep. So you just get advantage on that.
21.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a 7 still.
You sniff out a mix of charcoal and just regular cat smell. And it is, in fact, a few levels up. At least that's where the trail leads. And you follow that until you find another hole in the wall. And that one leads right into one of the many empty bedrooms.
And that's where I feel that's where it's at. At least it went to. Okay.
Yeah. So
no one else is in there.
In fact, this isn't one of the empty bedrooms. This is the quarters of the first mate.
I don't detect anyone else in there, though.
Yeah, so as you approach, you don't smell anyone else. Presumably the first mate is busy, but you see these little charcoal kitty prints, and it leads to underneath one of the beds.
Okay, I'm going to go over there, but approach kind of slowly.
Okay.
And just be like, hello? Hi.
Get
Are you okay?
back! Get back!
I'm not here to hurt you.
Oh my gosh, Balthazar! Hi! He's responding. Oh my goodness! I wish you guys could hear him right now. He's chirping up a storm when I did that. Come here, bud. Do you speak kitty too? Are you the little black kitty in the game? Aw, he's so cute. Come here,
We'll
bud.
have Balthazar voice the cat.
Yeah, Balthazar, come voice the cat. Hop up. Hop up here. Aw. It's so funny. As soon as I started doing that, he started going, "Meow, meow, meow." You're so cute, buddy. Now he's in my lap. Okay, yeah, but he says, get back, get back. Meow.
I'm sorry they were so mean to you. Are you okay? Is there something inside you bothering you?
The only thing bothering me is vengeance.
Vengeance on what?
The man that killed my family.
I can kind of see that the spirit has just kind of taken over.
This cat is fully possessed.
It's fully possessed. Okay. What's man?
I do not remember. This brain is not good. Oh, Balfi, you're so sweet.
Hmm. Tell me what you do remember.
I remember walking in to the room where my family was at. I was in my bedroom, and I went into their living room, and they were all dead. And there was a man, maybe two men, I don't remember. My family, they were dead, and their blood was all over the floor. Balfi, don't smack my dice. And he walked up to me, and he had a knife, and he killed me. And I want him dead, but not before I kill as many as he killed, as many of his friends.
And you're sure that he's on this ship?
Certain.
Hmm.
After he killed me, I followed him everywhere he went. I saw him chop up their bodies. He put them somewhere, and he took them aboard the ship.
Was that like the cat was like? What was that, Boston?
He just meowed.
I just meowed.
Because I think I are.
See what? Balfi, stop it.
Once Drake comes back and tells us what he's found out, I think I know where to
Well,
lie.
I haven't yet.
I'm saying when you get back.
Yeah. Hmm. If we are able to bring to light this atrocity and seek that he gets the justice that he deserves, do you promise to be able to go away?
Yes. If someone else manages to kill him, then I will gladly leave.
Duffy, no.
But I want to make him suffer so I can build up the strength to kill him. But if you are kind enough to aid me, then maybe not so many have to die.
Well, you need to
You are
be
smart.
able to
for a cat. Maybe you can help me push one overboard or perhaps into that furnace.
Perhaps.
Or we can shit into their food and give them dysentery.
I'm
Would that be
sorry.
satisfactory?
Say what?
Would that be satisfactory to you?
However, I have to do it. But in this state, I'm only strong enough to possess a cat. More need to die.
I'm thinking here. I'm trying to think.
Well, if the cat's dead, can he possess anything else?
Yeah, Dawson, do I kind of like trying to think like if this thing just dies and he's just kind of left there, do I feel like maybe that nothing, it can't really possess anything else?
If the cat it's possessing dies?
Yeah. Like what do I maybe
Roll
like
a Arcana or religion again.
more religion, that would be more 13.
I mean,
Happy.
this thing was like before with the guy, it was only able to cling to him.
Yeah.
It wasn't able to possess him, but it could like cling on to him to keep itself anchored. So it probably couldn't possess anything else on the ship.
And so since I know the person that he was clinging onto, I know the guy who he's trying to get revenge on.
No, not
Right.
necessarily.
Not
Doesn't he say
necessarily.
that he clung to him wherever he went?
No, he followed him and the bodies.
Because if you remember correctly, what happened was the spirit was at the entrance of the ship, or rather the edge of the ship, and was motioning to that man and communicating with them, "Hey, let me in. I can provide safe passage for you." And he cut the
Gotcha.
charms to let them in.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
Okay.
then he got clung onto.
Sure.
If you can help me kill some more so I can strengthen myself, maybe my memory of who it was that killed me and my family will return, and then you can help me. I'm but a wisp of what I once was. I need to be stronger.
I'm really trying to think here.
It is curious, though. I was not aware there were other cats aboard this ship.
Yes, not too much. I will I'll let you know. Okay? We need to first figure out who it is you're trying to get revenge on.
Yes. Help me kill one or two, maybe.
What does it have? Does it have to be? Does it have to be a person?
Human souls are the strongest. The souls of rodents are pretty much useless.
What about a human rodent?
Okay.
Sorry.
We're so freaking doomed. This is what happens when Saran is asleep. And she's a chaotic good, but still she has some some sanity.
Well, Drake isn't. Drake. Well, know that Drake isn't gonna be down for trying to kill others. but he's just trying to get a sense and get as much info out as he can right now.
Hey, and while Saran's chaotic good, you said chaotic good?
Yeah, chaotic good.
Rendon's lawful good. He just is still
He's
kind of a
too
teen.
good. He's too good.
pure.
He's pure. He doesn't realize that he doesn't realize how easy it is to make a mistake that costs a lot of headache because he's still
Even
teenage.
though
Literally.
he used paprika to melt a guy.
Yeah, that was more the power getting to his head. That wasn't really him. You know, like puberty. That was like puberty getting in his head.
Yeah.
With great power comes great responsibility, boy.
He is not aware of that, and he doesn't have an Uncle Ben to tell him that. His Uncle Ben died. Reported to the
Nice.
Okay.
What is it, brother? Would you help me?
I'll see what I can do to help you be set free.
Very good, very good.
That's not a lie. All right.
I don't think it's also vague enough that it's not really.
All right. Just find somewhere. Like somewhere just in the walls where they can't get you. That'll probably be the best place to hide for now.
That's the plan. But that girl, those girls, they kept trying to grab me.
I'll take care of them.
Very good. And he goes, and jumps into the wall.
Okay.
Vengeance shall be mine.
Is the wall thing near enough where I can go back to where it was without having to pass by him or like deal with him, or is it kind of just pretty much a one way?
I mean, this is like basically the entire outer edge of the ship.
Okay.
Like along the whole is this place. So he's scampered off somewhere else. So you can head
Okay.
back there without.
I'll head back to where they were.
All right. The rest of you who are just kind of waiting to figure out what to do. Also, Aster, did you go up to grab everyone else?
Yeah, I did. So probably by this time I would have talked to them.
Yeah. So Aster goes into the bridge where the helm is and everything, where Gideon and Saran are. And Captain Haruki realizes that you don't have a buddy with you. And is just pointing and snapping at you. And kind of pointing to the side of you like, where's your buddy?
Oh no, thus it begins.
Because where did the one girl go?
The doctor sent her to her quarters.
To her quarters. Okay. I guess you could try to talk to because Gideon is there. You could try to talk to the captain through Gideon.
Oh, true. I'm gonna try to tell him that she had a headache and so she laid down.
Gideon, do you translate this?
Yep, exactly as what she says.
Okay, we're just going to go into normal talking mode, assuming Gideon is translating everything.
Yep. Yeah, if there's anything that he would hesitate or change, I will let you know.
Okay. I had explicit instructions that everyone was to have a buddy and you're not to abandon them. I realize you are paying us for this venture, but at this moment I must suspect everyone for the safety of my crew. Why are you alone?
She had a headache.
You should have gone down to lay with her.
I will. I need to talk to them first.
What is it you need to say then?
Good question.
You don't even know.
I don't say that out loud. I don't say that out loud.
Good question.
I just say it's personal.
Oh, so you're not here to speak with me?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, state your piece and
I
return
have
back
to,
to
I
when
have to respect everyone. It's like I have something personal to say to my friends. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry.
say what you need to.
Okay. Goodbye.
You're staying in the room, aren't you?
Oh yeah, but I'm expecting him to leave, so I
Wait.
said goodbye.
You went into his room. This is his. He's captaining the ship at the moment.
This is
Oh.
my room.
This is the
I'm
bridge
not
where
going to understand.
the captain, the quartermaster, the helmsman are all at, as in addition to Gideon and a sleeping Saran.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna wake up Saran and tell her I need her downstairs.
She's very annoyed. What now? I'm trying to sleep.
So I'll explain when no one's listening.
I was up all night. Can you just let me sleep?
So you do know the language you're speaking is language they definitely don't know. The only one that would know it is Gideon.
Saran doesn't know it?
Saran knows language. I'm saying all the Japanese people that are in the room, the three of them, would not know at all what you're saying because it's not even words that they could understand because you're speaking common. Gideon's the only one that would know.
Oh, okay. I'll explain to Saran then.
So what specifically do you explain to her?
I'll be like, and I had a pet cat, and the spirit possessed it, and it's hiding in the wall. And we need your help.
How long has it been since Saran started going to sleep? Out of curiosity, just so I can gauge if
I'm
how
gonna
willing
call it
she is.
like hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah, she like pauses for a moment. She's like, "Well, do you think I can go into a wall?"
Well, I guess not.
Do you think I can persuade the cat to come out?
Maybe.
No, I can't.
Do you tell Saran about the doctor being polymorphed?
Oh. I guess, yeah.
Oh, you do?
It's like, and we have a bit of a complication.
What is it?
The doctor tried to follow us, and I had no option but to turn him into a rat.
At this point,
There were two complications. And then
There
He
are
also
two
hasn't mentioned
complications.
Rendon. He hasn't mentioned the Rendon healing yet either.
at this point,
Uh,
the slightly groggy Saran, her eyes, shoot open like
It's a Squidward
alert.
meme where it's like he's sleeping and then it's just
Yeah.
like the eyes flash.
I had no other choice. Yeah.
What do you mean you had no other choice? And everyone else in the room can kind of hear her tone of voice.
It's like, shh. Just come
exactly that.
on. I'll grab her hand and like start pulling her up and out of the room.
She's gonna pull her hand away, and she's gonna get up on her own. She is not happy with you. A, for waking her up, and B, what she's heard. Well, can you just drop it? Drop the concentration on that?
I mean, I could change him back, but he's in the way. I don't know what to do with him.
I swear, if we were not alone right now, I probably would murder you.
Not if I murder you first. thing.
Gideon is rethinking his offer of helping.
So you're just talking about murder while you're trying to focus on a spell.
Like,
Oh, he says,
I don't think these are police. I don't think these are law enforcement or anything that they claim to be.
Does Gideon like give out a
No.
Okay.
No. Like,
Also, I have to say this.
in a way, he's terrified.
I just have to say this. You know when you said like if we were alone, I heard if we weren't alone, I would murder you.
I would love to kill you in front of everybody.
I heard, and I was like, what?
Oh,
There has to be
did I say-
witnesses. I want there to be.
did I say that? Whoops. Anyways.
No, that's what he heard.
Yeah. Anyways, what are you guys doing?
You owe me for this.
You owe me.
What do you mean I owe you? And she like starts storming out of the room.
Storming.
Okay, I'll start like running towards the basement.
Tren, are you going with?
Yeah, she's not happy about this whole situation. Visibly not happy.
Okay. Any attempts to kind of hide your guys' expressions around the captain and everyone else, or
Seren had just woken up, so she's that's not on her
let me
mind
see
right now.
if they are able to kind of pick up on what's going on. Okay, they don't seem to have any desire to follow you.
A mother-daughter heated argument. All right.
I assume Asta leads me down there.
Esther.
Felina has to make a call real quick.
Oh, well, I feel like we assumed that she would. We can
Yeah.
at least continue.
Felina, you would take Saran down there, right? Okay, yeah. Saran, she takes you down to
Okay.
where everyone else
I would
is.
say by the time too that they get there, I would also be back. Right?
What were you doing again? Oh yeah, catting. Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Catting.
And whatnot. I'll be like, oh, hello, everyone's here. I'll definitely transform.
No need for an
back
insight
from a
roll.
cat.
No need for an insight roll. You know Seren is not happy.
Yeah. And I looked at her, I'd be like, I'm not happy either. This is done without my knowledge. But at least I don't know. But I did find out some info, and I kind of tell them about what the spirit in the cat told me.
Finally, some good news. Ah.
Of course, we're not going to help it kill people, but we need to figure out who had done this. The problem is, I feel like we'll need Gideon to translate for us, and he can talk, but he's also trying to cast this thing. So, does anyone have any ideas?
That's part of the reason why I was waiting next to him, sleeping.
Yeah. What is that? What were you planning on doing when you woke up?
I was planning on talking with Gideon when I had the chance, when he was done. Sleeping to pass the time. What else was I gonna do? Well, apparently everyone else had the bright idea to turn the freaking doctor into a rat!
You hear a bit of
Yeah.
squeaking from the little plant cage
Why don't we turn him back
Well-
now? Like, what is stopping us? The longer we
We'll-
keep him in
we'll
that
do that.
form, the more suspicion is going to arouse.
I know we'll wake him up now. I needed to wait till I was done going in there trying to find a cat or whatnot. We'll need to like make up the excuse that like maybe because right now he's thinking it has the memory or brain of a rat. So if we undo this to him, when he comes back, at least we can try to be like, "Are you okay?" Like, because he was going down the stairs, we can try to say maybe he fell down the stairs and like hit his head. But I feel like we need Gideon for that because none of us can talk to him and tell him that's what happened. At most, maybe we can just be like, "Are you okay?" and like rubbing his head and act like something happened. Hope he'll be able to buy it.
Gaslight him.
It's
Should we
probably the
just take
best-
him?
It's probably the best door we got. Put him by the ladder there. In fact, why don't you just
Yeah.
throw him down on the ground? That will end the polymorph right there.
Or you could break his rat neck.
Oh, that's true. Just take the rat, slam him on the ground, just stop on him.
Eat that sucker.
Eat that.
What the?
How are you guys going to go
Um,
about murdering this rat?
Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah.
You know, it'd just be simpler if we just had Aster just drop the polymorph. Can you please do that?
I'm going to check with her real quick if she would do that.
But like, it needs to be like laying on the ground or something. Will they just be laying on the ground? Like if they do that?
Maybe, but even if they're standing up, we could still
Like-
pretend that he hit his head and
Yeah, maybe
That's-
we can get
as soon
both.
as he was
Maybe
able to
like
remember things.
two of us can get on either one of his like sides and like we're holding him up, like when he comes to, if needs be, and be like, "Are you okay?" Like he kind of woke up after we picked him up, maybe.
Well, I shouldn't even be here to begin with because probably he saw me sleeping.
Well, that's true. Well, maybe we could say that there's some time that went by. We were. Well, actually,
On for 1 hour and this happens. Are we even gonna make it?
Okay, Flea's still on the phone, but she said she would refuse to unpolymorph it. In fact, would grab the rat and say it's her pet.
we would. Okay, well, first it's in the cage. I imagine he would have to try to open it to get it, and saying that we would not let that happen.
Okay, I have her character sheet pulled up right now, so let's just do contested dex checks between her and whoever's trying to stop her.
I think both me and Saran wouldn't let her do that. Oh,
No.
14.
How many hours do I have left of the casting?
Yes.
At this point, like 13. So by next
Halfway
morning,
there.
you'll for sure be done.
Okay.
That's the one thing about how though is it just takes.
Even though I started at like the last night.
No, you started in the morning. Or actually, you started last night.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. You did. So yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
would
was-
be
In that case-
it'd be in the nighttime. Or evening.
Yeah,
More like.
it'd probably be like probably midnight.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, she goes for the rat, but you are able to grab the cage before she can.
Before she does anything, I just like. I guess what you do with like a small rodent thing, just like throw it hard on the ground and just step really hard on it.
Okay, you throw it on the ground and step really hard on it. Give me a melee attack.
Oh my gosh! I don't do too much damage because damage does carry over, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Roll a melee attack.
This would be just like an unarmed strike, right? We count it as an unarmed strike.
Yep, unarmed strike.
Doesn't do that much damage.
What?
It can.
Okay, but you have to go through a rat and then them. Not gonna kill them. D20 plus whatever. That definitely hits.
Oh,
Whatever
thank
it
goodness
is.
it wasn't a crit. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Felina just told me that as you go to step on it, she's gonna turn him back.
Oh, are you
What is your strength modifier?
Felina?
What is your strength modifier, Thomas?
His strength modifier
It's
is
amazing.
2. It's 2.
So you deal 3 damage. Okay. So she snaps her fingers as he grows back to himself, breaking the vine cage as it scatters vines everywhere and they decay. And you stomp him in the face, dealing 3 points of damage, 3 out of his 4 commoner hit points,
Oh my
and
gosh.
break his nose and snap his glasses as he goes "Ugh!" and begins writhing in pain on the floor as he's holding his nose. And he
So you
starts
just
to
have
get up.
to, I don't have time to be mad at Felina. I just have to go into like improv mode and like go down there and be like, oh, are you okay? Like trying to do my best to try to convey that surround, be like to point to surround, like help me out here.
She
You guys are the reason of the Amabiko's prophecy. You are the ones killing people.
Oh my gosh.
As he's writhing around, in English, he says, "What the hell?" Which Rendon understands. So Rendon, you hear him say in English, "What the hell?"
Oh,
And he starts to get up. Oh,
Brendan speaks English apparently.
Rendon's gonna speak
he
to
said
him
that
in
earlier.
English. He's gonna be like, you speak English?"
also, I'm just gonna note we can talk like normal, but this is probably equally broken English
Yeah, because he hasn't
you haven't spoken in forever, and this guy is like his first language is Japanese. He's a studied man though, so he knows English, and he might even speak it a little better than Rendon. I'm not sure, but
I mean,
so
yeah,
what did you say?
considering he was a 6-year-old,
Yeah.
he didn't know much.
You speak English.
Yes, I'm a doctor. I have several degrees.
Oh.
Oh.
Well.
Wait, Rendon, and back in that other language, I started like, wait, you understand him?
Yes, he's speaking
Tell
English.
Tell him that he fell and that like landed and hit his face all of a
Okay.
sudden.
Roll. If you say that, Rendon, roll deception. I'm giving him insight at advantage because he for sure saw a boot for a split second before he like as he snapped back into it because he totally got stomped in the face. So he's gonna have advantage on the insight roll.
Is this a
Okay.
deception then?
Yeah, deception.
I'll try to also, while tell him that, I'll give him guidance. So you have
Okay.
guidance as well.
Which is
It's just a D4 and add a D4 to it.
Does he get the help action at all? Since it's kind of being a 2-part thing.
Because no one else speaks English now.
Okay.
okay, Boston. I'm gonna roll it. 1d20
Roll good deception.
5.
All right, let's see it.
Well, that's a 15.
Okay, and add guidance.
No, that is with guidance.
Oh, it's with guidance.
Oh no.
That's not bad.
It's not great.
I could have sworn I saw a boot. Did one of you stomp me in my face? My glasses are
Brendan?
broken and my nose is. Oh, that's definitely broken.
In English, Rendon's gonna say, "You were on a ladder. I think somebody accidentally kicked you in the face, and you fell and hit your face in the ground, and that is why everything is broken."
I laying on my back and you sure? And he's looking around to all of you and he's like, you're not trying to. He starts like patting his coat and pulls a scalpel out. You're not trying to kill me, are you?
No, definitely not.
You were trying to stomp on him.
Saran looks over to you, Aster, and gives you a death glare.
He doesn't seem to have noticed the blood that's definitely on Drake's shoe and the bits of like vine that are scattered around yet. But
I do my best to try to conceal that.
Wait, why is there vine everywhere?
give me a sleight of hand because he was in a vine cage as a rat and he became a rat, so he exploded the cage.
Oh,
That's a
Boom,
nat 20.
nat 20.
Sleight of hand.
You very like abashedly like step the foot with blood on it behind your other foot and just kind of cross your legs while standing, but it doesn't seem unnatural.
Same with like the weird vines and such too. Try to like clean those, like put those somewhere.
I was going down the ladder, and then I remember being small, but I guess that maybe I have a concussion.
yes, a concussion. That
I'm gonna roll to
correct.
see if he has a concussion. I'm for real just gonna roll to see if he has. You did stomp him in his face.
3 out of his 4 hit points to his head, I think would give a pretty severe concussion.
He has a concussion. He takes his own pen out and like holds it to his eyes and he's like, "Yeah, that's a concussion." Would one of you mind?
Is there anything we can do to help?
Where's my briefcase?
I was like, "Oh, I'll help you, Mister," and I'll grab it for him and try to help him up.
He's already stood up at this point, but he is dizzy, so you kind of keep him steady. Okay, well, what are you guys doing down here anyway?
Excuse me. Sorry. Blech. Well, we're trying to help. Also, try to find this yokai, as you call it.
Randon, are you translating for them?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go into translation mode then. You're looking for the yokai. Okay, well, suppose that's fine. I don't know why you people even care. You're supposed to be relaxing, aren't you?
Well, we want to live, so figured more hands, the better.
I guess. Oh, God, my head.
Saran is
Do you
gonna
remember,
glance
do you remember
over.
anything else?
I remember I was coming down here to follow. And he points to you, Drake. I was following you.
Yeah, you were.
That's. I just remember. I remember being small and in a cage.
I think you may have hit your head a bit harder than you think.
Yeah, we were, just accidentally fell down. We should go back up.
Open my briefcase.
Is it right there? Like right by him?
Yeah, it's just on the floor.
Okay. Saran goes to open it.
He goes over to it and pulls out a syringe and a small vial and sticks the needle into it and begins drawing out some of the liquid and pulls it out. Flicks his vein, and injects a little bit, kind of half of it into his veins. Okay.
Can you just inject heroin?
Yeah, he just did heroin, yep.
Yep, that's what he did.
I mean, given the it is still the 1920s. I don't know how good they were at medicine. He probably did some sort of drug.
Not heroin though.
I mean,
This is when they had cocaine in Coke. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it could have been.
Saran's gonna glance over to Rendon, and she's gonna ask him, "Should we heal him at all?"
No, we are not going to do that. That's the trouble that we got into.
Did that, yeah, there was an issue when I did that last time, so I'm down to do it because I don't like people being hurt. But
Well, if we at least explain it to them.
what's the good explanation?
Well, be honest, I guess. Just say that we know some things that can help heal people quickly and rapidly. I mean,
I feel like that would require a whole lot of explanation. That's not just something that everyone can do.
And he's
AG
a doctor, so maybe
AG
I
sticks
wouldn't-
the syringe into that vial again, pulls out enough to fill it, and then puts a little cap on it and sticks it into his lab coat and goes, just in case, and then closes the briefcase. Would one of you mind guiding me up to my room?
I was be like, of course, handsome.
Saran is going to look at you. No, you're not going to do that. After what happened.
No!
Saran can trust you to do that.
Here, I can guide you to your room.
Saran was the turn.
So
I mean, you've seen the Hero Forge. He's kind of a handsome guy. He's not too bad looking. Kind of a dilf. But yeah, so he starts going up the ladder with you behind him, Saran. And you guys, he goes to his room's kind of around where the first mate's room is. There's kind of 3 rooms there. He sleeps away from everyone else because he's afraid of germs. As you guide him to the room, he kind of gives you a bow and says thank you. I forget what it is in Japanese, but that's one of the ones you know, Saran.
don't worry.
Arigato.
Yeah, arigato. They just say arigato.
Yeah, he's arigato.
Arigato,
And
Mr.
He then
Roboto.
reaches back into his lab coat and pulls out that syringe, takes the cap off. And he goes to inject it into himself again. As he does, he lunges at you and goes to stick it into you.
Oh,
Do you want me to make like a dex save or something?
No, so I'm going to rule this as an attack.
Okay.
He gets a 21. Does that hit?
That does actually, but do I want to use magic? Can you shield to like stop that?
That's
He
up to
can-
you.
I mean, he named it because it's just kind of like it's not a physical thing that comes
You know
up.
what?
It's just something.
You know
that,
what? No, Saran's tired, so it's just gonna happen.
Okay, give me a con save.
You're not like that tired that you can't necessarily.
Well, she got an hour of sleep when she was wanting to get 8, so
That's at least a short
that's
rest.
a nat 1.
He injects this vial, the entire syringe into you, and your eyes roll back into your head, and you go unconscious.
Well, you got that sleep you wanted.
Yep, I did. Now you have no
Alright, the
choice
rest
but
of
to let
you-
me sleep.
The rest of you down below, what are you guys doing?
Mm,
Well, not thinking about that. That thing happened. I'd be like, we need to go talk to Gideon.
And Boston, you as an intuition roll.
Say what?
What would you roll for like intuition? Like
In what sense?
Insight, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like-
I'd say if anything, if you're trying to suss out if this guy is like low-key evil,
yeah.
I would say insight, but because this is... I'm going to make it a really high DC, I'll just tell you that. I'm going to say you got to be a 24.
Okay, well, so there is a chance. No, but this is just like me myself. I feel like the doctor's the guy the cat wants to get against. that's just me as a player. But Rendon, just trying to kind of vibe check and say, hey, is this guy what he seems he is, or am I getting weird vibes from him?
Yeah, go ahead
So-
and give me a insight roll. It's got to be
That is a 24, Boston.
Oh, you son of a gun.
Okay, I will send the picture of it. just so you know. Here it is. It's in general.
It's because you said you need to get that. It happens every time.
It happens every time you say that, Boston.
I really need to stop saying that.
There's
Okay.
no way he's gonna do this. Proceeds to do it.
You you have this nagging feeling in the back of your head. This guy's up to no good.
You
I
think Rendon
knew it.
has a feeling? I'm just saying that he feels like something's off with this guy.
Yeah, this guy feels weird, and it's also, you also get the sense that he almost seemed to recognize some of the words you guys were saying in common. His eyes seem to reflect that
Ooh.
he understood some of them.
Oh no.
And he might have also, like, where he was looking on people's bodies, he was very focused on, like, the nose of Drake and of Saran.
Oh no.
He was looking at, like, the skin of Aster, who has that nymphness to it. He seems a little more aware than maybe he's letting on.
So like
What
Brendan's
does-
just kind of there reflecting on that interchange and interaction, and just like, guys, what are the chances this guy can see who we are? What
Wait,
are the
why
chances?
Why do you say that?
And I just recount. I was like, it almost looked like he was looking at your beak and like kind of recount those things that you were saying, Boston. It was like,
Saran snout, yeah.
yeah, surround snout, the skin is like, it's just a theory, but I want to try something. I want to go find him. and I
Okay,
want to
well,
use-
hold on. Before you do that, how strongly do you feel? Because you two, I don't know how much, like, this things have been, the last few minutes, the last hour or so, like, have gone crazy because of you two. So you need to give me a really good reason here.
Well, first, I just want to go check on him. I'm not going to do anything crazy. The thing I want to do is I'm going to have Trent make himself visible. I mean, he's still magic, like he can't be seen normally. But I wonder if I can have Trent kind of leap towards the guy's face. If he reacts, then he can see things. And I want to see if that's a thing. Or like I can summon things, or I can use my light to try to heal things. And I want to see if he reacts. I would love one other person to come with me. I don't think we all need to go. I think that would look
I
suspicious.
volunteer.
Well, if
I don't know if I
If-
want Aster.
if something goes bad, then if it goes down, then we should probably all be there, and we should just be like just because Saran is with them. So I don't know, but let's go. Boston, do we know where his room is?
Because he's the doctor of the ship, I'd say his room is kind of also his doctor's office. So yes, you would have been informed.
Okay, we'll head over there then.
Out of
Alright,
character,
You
Boston.
guys, yeah.
If you ever get to this point with the manga, I can just imagine the scene being that he gives a bow, Saran gives a bow, and then it cuts to like some sort of like mid bow. She like has like an expression of shock, and then it just like pans out to like a needle stuck in her neck or something.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Make it a surprise.
But
Anyways, okay.
You guys
We're gonna-
approached his door. It even says Dr. AG like on the door.
we'll kind of let Rendon go in first, or do whatever, so that you
Okay,
take the lead.
I summon Trent with me.
Aster, did you try and come with, or are you staying below deck?
Since she was like not Aster, I didn't go.
Okay. So yeah, Rendon, what are you doing?
I'm just making sure Trent's with me.
Yep.
I tell him the plan was like, hey, when we go in there, I want you to kind of like leap towards his face, like trying to get really up there, and I want to see if he reacts. We're just gonna play it chill, play it cool, just like stay on my back until like I will say it, and we'll see if he reacts. If he doesn't react, we're gonna try one more thing. I'm gonna try to use my light, see if he reacts to the light or something. Yeah, we just have to play this cool, nonchalant. Let's go see what's going on. Let's go see if we can. If he is seeing things, that will be really, really bad. Actually, if he is able to see things, right, Drake?
Sure. Let's see it.
Cool. So we knock on the door and try to walk in.
Okay, you knock on the door.
You just kind of go in, or you like knock and then go in, or you wait for him? Is that what you were saying?
I'm gonna wait.
Are you trying? Are you just waiting?
I'm gonna wait for a second. If nothing comes, then I'm gonna try the door handle. But yeah,
You hear him call out. Unless it's an emergency, I've hit my head and I would like to rest. He says in Japanese, so I guess none of you understand that.
nope.
So you hear him yell out in Japanese, and then a few moments later he tries English. I swear, if these are the same people. I hit my head. I would like to rest, please.
Oh, I have an idea.
And we since
Wait,
I'm on like the toad to try to see if I can. We're trying to say, can I kind of roll an insight into that?
Brendan's gonna relay that message to you.
Sure, yeah.
I can maybe even by the way it's coming out okay, guidance, myself, insight. You can also do the same since you're there too.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to since he's just relaying it to me with what he said? Should I roll with disadvantage?
It is yeah. That is true. You don't really understand the words directly, so
Because I want to be
that's fair.
fair with that. Because it is
Yeah.
I didn't hear him directly say it. That's just what he told me. But still,
Working off the tone of
that's a 16 still.
you said that's
Plus the
He
four.
sounds
Plus the 4.
he sounds earnest.
That's my. I was doing guidance with me because I knew that for sure that I would not be able to tell that well. But you roll regular insight.
I rolled regular, not with guidance.
And not with disadvantage either, just regular.
Well,
D20.
Thomas,
Five
you
again.
got a 20 total because you have a guidance 4.
No, he rolled a 12 plus 4.
Plus 4 because his insight modifier is 4.
Oh, that's right.
Oh wait, sorry. I don't know why I rolled the d20. I'm so sorry. So yeah, it would be a 30-20. My bad.
Okay, in that case, he seems to be not truthful about the needing to rest part or wanting to rest part.
All right, I want to see what Rendon gets before I say anything.
Boston, you're not gonna believe this. It's another 24.
Wow. Okay.
And
Same
because
thing.
I wanted to clear it off and do it again, I rolled it again, and it rolled 24 again. So that's 2 19s in a row.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah.
The next roll's a 16, but that doesn't matter.
He is lying about the needing to rest part.
So he's lying. Should we try the doorknob, or should we try to convince him that we need to talk to him?
We try to burst the door open.
It is locked.
Rendon's gonna summon Trent as a sword, and just gently slide it into the locking mechanism and slice down.
Oh, you're trying to cut the lock open?
Yep.
Okay. Roll an attack, I guess.
Okay. With his sword, that is a plus 11. So 1d20 plus 11, 26.
Okay, roll me damage. This is a steel door.
Yep. And this is Rendon's special sword. This is Trent. It does that weird different thing with that he can summon, does weird things. Damage is a 1d8 plus 8. Plus 8. 13.
Now, I do wish to be clear here. We aren't metagaming in the sense of the fact that we know Saran is in there, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm just
Okay,
just checking on that.
You jam your sword into the locking mechanism. I mean, you damage it partially, but the door does remain locked. Roll me a perception real quick, like when you hit it.
Okay. So that's 1d20 plus 10 is my perception. 14.
I mean, it's not that hard to tell. I mean, it's locked in multiple places as well.
Mm. Well, I'm going to relay that to Drake and say, well, I can keep trying to cut at it, or we can try to get through it faster.
And hearing this, he goes, "Are you trying to break in? Are you kidding me?"
No.
Just
1d20.
you know what happened. Let me rest.
We really need to talk to you. It is an emergency.
I saw you literally 3 minutes ago. Nothing could have happened in that time.
Oh, yes. Yes, there was. There was a huge development in that 3 minutes.
Roll deception.
10.
He rolled that 20.
Ah, crap.
Bullshit. Leave me alone.
Drake, any suggestions?
I'm trying to think of something that will work.
Ooh, I have an idea. Is there any gap around this door, Boston?
I mean, the way these like boat doors are, not
Yeah.
any significant gap. No.
Do we
Is there-
think that like Saber would have come like because he has lock picking skills?
That's a
He
weird
was
one
with Rendon.
because you guys did say you were going to. It was just you two.
Yeah, he would have stayed.
Well, I'm just trying to think. I don't know. Boston, am I able to like? You think shrink the door? Would that be a possible thing to do?
Like enlarge reduce?
Yeah.
I mean, it is like its own piece of thing. It's just connected via like hinges and stuff. I say. I mean, there's only one way to find out.
Okay. Seeing as like that is in danger, and like I think he's lying, and that I know Saran went with him to take him to his room, and
Oh yeah. Randon's gonna ask.
so I'm afraid. So
Is
that
Rand there with you?
No, you think I'm some sort of pervert?
What happened to her?
I don't know. She brought me to my room and left.
I'm gonna reduce the, or try to like enlarge it to where it bursts.
I would
Oh.
reduce it.
I guess yeah, I'll reduce it.
Okay.
It'll snap hinges already
You
anyway.
hold your hand up to the door as the magic flows into it, and you hear it begin to creak and buckle and pop as all the hinges burst off the door, and the door shrinks to half its size and flops forward. As you see, some of the locking mechanisms have like broken off, and the chain that was used to hold it shut burst as well. And as it flops forward, you see an operating table with Saran laid onto it. Her shirt has been like cut open to expose like the middle of her chest. And he's already drawn that like Y shape, like autopsy line onto her body, and he's got a scalpel in his hand. And he looks at me and goes, "Oh, damn it."
I get out. I immediately upon seeing this, I get my short sword out.
Rendon is going to bonus action change his sword into a spear and throw it.
I guess. Do you want to roll initiative or something?
I'm gonna let you guys have split second reactions. So go ahead and roll your attack, Rendon.
Right.
Okay.
Do you want me?
You caught him off guard with this.
Do you want us to like determine who would probably be first, or between the two of us at least?
I mean, because Rendon is throwing something,
That's
he
true.
doesn't have
Yeah.
to like move. So I'd say his would probably go off first.
Okay, and Renan is trying to aim to not kill at least, but
We'll
at least maim.
See what the dice say.
Yeah.
Last time Rendon tried that,
He nuked his
He nuked a
he also broke a man's skull open. But
Yeah, last time
that's
he
right.
made someone a widow.
That's right.
temporarily.
Oh crap!
Temporary.
That's a total of, because he has a +9 on that. A total of 28
28 damage?
to hit. 28
Oh,
to
20
hit.
to hit.
Okay, roll damage.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a 1d6 +6.
If you aim for like somewhere that's like non-lethal, then
That's what I'm trying.
I mean
Oh,
you could
crap.
take the -5 penalty to aim somewhere where it's not lethal.
That's still a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well I'll totally do that. Does that work, Boston?
Sure. I'm gonna say there's not like, because it is a spear. It's not like a blunt instrument.
Yeah.
Going to pierce. It's going to cause him to bleed. So I
Yeah.
guess it's a matter. I mean, just
could always-
It could be.
let's roll damage. I think it still very much could kill him, but
You could always
Uh,
heal or revive him.
It's well it's a d6 +6 and it rolled max, so 12.
12 damage to a man with 4 HP.
Oh no! Not again!
Um,
Not again!
where are you
I'm
aiming?
aiming for the thigh.
Maybe like the thigh or the hand or something. I don't know. Like
Okay,
Oh,
you chuck the spear right into this guy's thigh.
Severs the
pierces-
carotid artery.
It pierces fully through it. Yeah, hits the artery. Easy. And like the spear has gone to the point where like half of it sticking out the front of his thigh and half of it sticking out the back of his thigh. And the only thing preventing him from bleeding out right now is the spear as he goes unconscious and falls backwards.
Okay then. Trent, you stay there as a spear. Please do not come back to me. Stay as a spear. Stay as a spear.
The little thumbs
and
up
then,
comes out of the spear.
and he's not gonna die, right?
He might die.
Can
I-
you do
not a
something about that?
One sec. 1d20. What's my medicine check look like?
While he's trying to do that, I'm checking on Saran.
That's a +5. Okay. A 12, Boston. How likely is Brendan to know that this guy's about to die if we remove the spear?
On a 12, it could go either way. I mean,
Okay.
it's maybe likely that he'll die if he bleeds, because he will bleed a lot, you know that much.
Yeah.
But as far as Renan's aware, maybe 60-40.
Yeah. Okay. There's a chance he's gonna die. There's a chance he won't. I don't know if I trust it, but let's get Saran.
Now that door is busted, so anyone who comes by might see this. We had the crap.
Oh wait,
Shoot,
Boston. Normal people wouldn't be able to see the spear at all, would they?
No, so there's essentially a hole in his leg.
And it's not bleeding profusely yet, but it should be.
Yeah, like there's some blood that's like trickling, like it's running down the length of the spear and dripping.
Okay.
Is there, on the way around here, like close by, do we notice like another maybe secluded room?
I mean, there's another room right next to this one that says First Officer Kaito on it. That's the room you were in as a cat.
Okay. Oh, well, the cat's not there anymore. We're just gotta take these guys into the other room because if someone comes by, they'll see this. So grab him, and I'll grab Saran.
Oh, okay.
Make sure he doesn't bleed out when you grab him. Oh God.
Okay. Rendon is going to use his light to heal the guy right now, which is 5d8 plus.
You're gonna heal him with the spear in his leg?
Exactly.
Okay.
So
It will bring him back to consciousness.
yeah, would it seal up around the spear, like cause scarring. So there's like a hole in his leg scar kind of thing.
That's
Or-
an interesting one. Because it wouldn't like seal the wound while the spear is still in it.
It could
Yeah.
probably just like stop bleeding, and then just like if you remove the spear, it might just start bleeding profusely again.
Yeah. I mean, I'd
That's-
say it definitely stopped the bleeding. So I guess it would try and seal up around the spear, so some of his flesh kind of grows around the spear, right next to his leg.
Yeah. Before he would try
I'm not-
to do
I'm not going
that,
to heal him yet. I'm just getting ready to do that if I need to.
Okay, you're preparing.
Like,
we'll need to do that soon, real quick. So we'll grab him real quick, enter that room. And before he wakes him up, so that he can't speak, I'm gonna put like a gag or something around his mouth,
Okay, yeah, you tie a gag around his mouth.
What are you
and
using?
also like tie him up as well,
using like gauze and a bandage or something.
and just tie him up in general. Do you want me to roll like a check, like survival, to see how well I tie him up?
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
Hey, low rolls, but at least I have a plus 14. That's 19.
Drake, you're the gag master.
that much.
Oh
Whoa.
gosh.
The heck?
You know some things.
You know, he's been around the block.
I really haven't. Before we joined the party, I was like by myself.
Yeah, you were.
Okay, sure.
Not every night. Anyway, yeah, you tie him up. You guys take him into first mate Kaido's room.
Yeah. Okay. Before he bleeds out.
All right, you take Saran up off the table. She's fully limp, and has almost gone a little cold.
Do I see that she's alive at least?
Do a medicine check.
Medicine. Again, I'm not that good at that, so I'm going to give myself guidance. Then medicine. Shoot, that doesn't do anything.
She's dead.
I like to imagine every
Well,
time
that's
you cast guidance, you're doing like the Catholic crucifix thing.
Yeah. That's 10?
10 is enough to like stabilize someone, so I'm gonna say 10 is enough to feel a pulse.
Okay. I know she's alive at least. Okay.
Yep. But her pulse is very slow and she's getting cold.
Okay.
And
Because
you
I
take
care
them-
that she.
Rendon is going to take that opportunity to come over to her and heal. He's going to
Okay.
drop the guy on the floor and heal Saran instead.
In this case, it's not damage; it's like a condition. So as long as this stuff is running through her veins, she's under the unconscious or incapacitated condition.
Mm-hmm.
And as time goes on, because you don't really deal with like just real world chemicals in D&D,
Nope.
but I mean whatever you use is potent, and Saran will die if it's not purged from her system.
Well, yeah. Rendon,
In fact,
Pump
Would
20
lesser restoration help at all? I
Ren
tried
pumps
lesser restoration on her.
and does nothing.
I mean, it's
I tried
kind
to
of a
pump her with a
poison.
lesser.
a lesser restoration, it will improve her for sure. This because it says I guess one disease or condition. So yeah, so you pump a lesser restoration into her, and you feel her warmth kind of return back, and she begins to slowly regain consciousness. As you take them both into first mate Kaido's room, it's still empty, and you see the little charcoal or the coal cat prints going from underneath the bed.
Okay, so Stran's awake and conscious now?
Yeah, Saran, you return groggy, and you feel not great, but you're starting to feel a bit better.
Let me sleep. What
All right.
happened?
Real quick, what are you guys gonna do with the doctor? Once you do that, I think we'll end session.
Okay. So while he's pounding the guy, I'm definitely gonna have Rendon be like, okay, at least get him so he's not unconscious. Because if we leave him like that for too long, he'll die probably. soon. But before we kind of do so, I looked at Saran. I'm like, Saran, do you have a way to kind of like quiet things around us? Basically, I'm asking, like, do you have like silence?
Look at the stars. She's still out of it.
Saran, can you make it quiet?
Can you be
Oh wait, no,
quiet?
hold on. Actually. Oh wait, hold on. Sorry, guys, I forgot. I have silence. Never mind. I didn't follow that. I yelled,
You're yelling about you have silence. Oh wait, I have silence. Okay, you focus your
I'm
magic.
sorry. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've used that. So.
You focus your magic as you focus on just your heartbeat, and as you do, all the other sounds fade away, and you just feel the thumping of your heart in your chest as the room goes completely quiet. And
Okay.
I'm going to see where this room is directly under. Okay, so you're not reaching the brig, so we're not the bridge, so they're not like randomly getting quiet there.
I'll make sure that the door is locked too.
Okay, you turn all the locks. The door is fully shut. The room is quiet. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna tell him to get him to wake up.
I'm going to, as I summon Trent back to me, so the spear is going to disappear. I'm going to heal him.
How are you
and
healing
heal
him?
that leg.
Does it require
Okay.
verbal components?
It's literally me just touching him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just his innate power. So the spear leaps out as blood begins to rush, but you throw your hand out as the light engulfs it, and the blood instead turns into like muscle fiber and
New flesh.
fills it up, and new flesh grows, and then there's just this like pink circle where it once was. And he sits up, and all you see is his mouth open and his neck muscles straining, and his eyes are wide, and he's looking at both of you. And then he's freaking out, and he's patting his ears, and you just see him mouthing, "What have you done?"
Isn't he bound? Like he's tied up?
Oh, that's right. He still screams, and he attempts to
He's
speak.
tied up.
So his mouth is open with the gag in it.
It's right that if we're inside, we can hear him, right?
No, I don't think there's any sound in the.
Unless it's
Whatsoever.
unless
No
you
one
have
hears
positioned it so that you're anything in the
Unless
area.
what?
Like if
Anything-
you have positioned it blocking an area, the sound cannot pass through that area. But if you are inside, you cannot hear anything either.
Okay.
It is a dead zone.
Okay.
In a vacuum, you can't hear screams.
Yep, pretty much. That's how Scott became a horror god in one of my other one shots.
True.
What is this? Because there's like the spell that like. What's the spell that I'm trying to think of? That's the one that lets you be able to like you create like a field where you can at least speak into it, but like what sound doesn't come out. Isn't there something?
I don't think that exists.
It's the same. It's the same spell, but you need to move it in a different way.
But with Dr. Ag getting up and his mouth open as if to scream, we're gonna end it there.
Aww.
Okay.
That was awesome. I
That was
love
cool.
shenanigans once again. Josue, sorry you're
All good. No, all
out
good.
so long. I mean, you're casting your spell, but you'll be back to it soon enough.
Yeah.
You really were
I'm
just
also
gonna kill
just
my
like-
character like that.
It makes sense from what I am writing down, Boston. Like
Yeah.
it gives me time to prepare things too.
That's true.
That really would have been sad
Yeah.
if he just died on the operating table.
Yeah.
It would have been
I've
sad.
been like, well, you guys are gonna deal with all the consequences. Enjoy. First you geeshed her,
But,
and then you brought her along a trip in which she died. Wait till her mom finds out.
Oh,
But yeah, that was awesome. That was a
We've-
great session.
We've killed a golden dragon before.
I had a great time. That was awesome.
Selena,
That was cool.
please never turn doctors into rats again. It
No,
worked.
yes,
Nah.
but
Same
fun.
muted.
Is this because we exposed him to enough magic? Or was it
No.
something you can already do? He could see.
Definitely not. It's definitely something he already.
See, I knew he was a bad guy this whole time. That's why I turned him into a rat.
Yeah, you
Oh.
did.
It's always the weird, creepy doctor.
Maybe he's a choice to sacrifice to the vengeance spirit.
My guess is he's the one who did kill the vengeance spirit.
You guys will have to find out next time.
Yeah.
On
Lena,
D&D.
Selena, do you know if we're doing anything next week?
I don't know.
I don't think so. The week after next week, we're going to FanX. So we won't have a session in 2 weeks. But next week, I'm good if everyone else is good.
You said in
Should
2
be
weeks?
too.
Yeah, in 2 weeks, I won't be able to. But
Oh, you
Oh,
won't.
like
But next week.
Okay.
Okay.
next week, I'm good.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that should be fun.
Sweet. Keep up the
Yeah.
shenanigans for next time, guys. That was awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Once I started to actually contribute and was like, oh wait, okay, I'm done talking to people and whatnot,
Night, guys.
and try to
Night,
figure out
boy.
things. All right,
Thanks for coming.
I need to figure out